When you look at your schedule, this is a should-have.
Well, the Patriots would love to have a quarterback like Warren Moon, but they'll have to settle for Hugh Millen, who has taken over today.
Well, the Patriots are looking for a spark. He takes over for Hudson, and he's a veteran guy who's played a couple of games with and a couple of starts with Atlanta last year. He's won those games, so they think he can provide that spark.
And we are underway from Foxborough with the Oilers kicking off. Not much of a run back. John Bond bringing it back for the Patriots. Stopped inside the 20-yard line by Eugene Seal, who does a terrific job on the special teams for the Oilers. Hugh Millen making his first start for the Patriots, originally drafted by the Rams in the 3rd round in '86. Then he went to Atlanta, where he played very little. The offensive line not the best. They've got a good one in Bruce Armstrong at left tackle, an outstanding rookie, first-round pick Pat Harlow on the right side.
Register by stopping by Toys R Us store.
Millen joined in the backfield by Leonard Russell, a first-round pick. They're very high on him, and as we mentioned, the Oilers concerned with Irving Fryer. They'll put it up on first down. The pass complete to Fryer on a screen down the sideline with running room and knocked out of bounds by Bo Orlando. So they go to Fryer early, Jim.
Yeah, a short pass, a safe pass. That settles down Millen. Plus, it gets the ball into Irving Fryer's hands. He gets the feel for it. He gets into the ball game right away. For them to be successful, they need that guy to get the ball a lot. So far this season, 11 catches.
So a first down for the Patriots at the 31-yard line. They have 2 tight ends in the game now. Marv Cook, their leading receiver, and Ben Coates. Millen's pass deflected but caught by Fryer. And hit immediately by Johnny Meads. Irving Fryer, who had his best season a year ago with 54 catches.
Well, take a look at this. Again, the good pressure which they're expecting from the Oiler front. The ball being tipped, but still the reception being made. Now, here's another view of it. And in the zone coverage, everybody hustles over there to get in on the play.
2nd down and 7 for New England. Ivy Joe Hunter, 45, and Leonard Russell, 32, are the running backs. Hunter is an excellent blocker. The motion man is Greg McMurtry.
Running play right up the middle.
And it's Russell straight ahead. Still on his feet. He carries the pile all the way to the 41-yard line. Let's see where they mark his forward progress, but Leonard Russell, the 235-pound rookie from Arizona State, running hard and picking up 6 yards. The Oilers' defense has been outstanding, led by All-Pro Ray Childress. Lee Williams, acquired from San Diego, has fortified the defensive line. He can play all 4 spots. Al Smith, the leading tackler, the middle linebacker, and a strong secondary with Dishman, Johnson, McDowell, and Orlando. When they go to the nickel package, the 2 rookies, Steve Jackson, Darrell Lewis, check in. 3rd down and 1 for the Patriots. Russell, second effort, may have gotten the first down. Big and strong first-round pick Leonard Russell. Dick Torrey, the offensive coordinator of the Pats, says he is a complete back. He can run, catch, and block.
Now, Russell, the rookie out of Arizona State, the first-rounder, has gotten a lot of playing time because John Stevens held out. The big hit by Latham real quick. And, you know, this Oiler defensive unit has to try to sting this Patriots team right away. It can't give them any encouragement. And right now, Patriots and Hugh Millen are getting some encouragement.
First down for New England. Millen to Ivy Joe Hunter. Ridden out of bounds near midfield at the 48-yard line. Richard Johnson, the right cornerback, coming up on the tackle. But it looks like the Patriots are going with the short, safe passes early.
Well, that's Millen's read on that play, too. It's a zone coverage. You see him drop back. You see the linebackers here on your screen. Number 54, Al Smith, dropping off into the zone. And there's the weakness in the zone. He finds it. He'll take the 8 yards anytime.
2nd down and 4 at the 48. The back's in the eye this time. Millen in trouble. William Fuller wraps him up and sacks him at the 36-yard line.
Yeah, so much for that. So Hugh Millen's been hit. We know Tommy Hudson last week was hit a lot when the Patriots were playing the Steelers. Fuller on the left side of the screen here. This is just flat out beat your man and get to the quarterback as he squeezes through a tiny hole there and puts it on the QB.
That's Fuller's 3rd sack of the year. A loss of 12 yards on the play.
It's what you expect from the Oiler front 7.
Like Leonard Russell missed the block on Fuller, enabling him to get the sack, and it's 3rd and 13. The Pats go to the shotgun. Millen's pass is incomplete. Intended for Michael Timpson.
Yeah, you know, if there is such a thing as a good incomplete pass, that was that, because he put some loft on the ball, threw it to the sidelines, tried to squeeze it in there, and just missed.
Let's see if the Oilers try to put some pressure on the punter now as we look at the replay on the incompletion setting up a 4th down.
Again, I think Millen can, probably get a little confidence from this first drive.
But the Patriots have a new punter, Sean McCarthy. Will the Oilers go after him on his first kick?
Well, the Oilers are great on special teams, great at blocking punts and kicks. I got a good bet they will.
Pat Coleman awaiting the kick. And McCarthy really hangs up a beauty. Fair catch by Coleman, but he fumbles it. We've got a penalty marker down. And the Patriots indicating they've got the football.
Yeah, but I don't think that will stand.
It's New England's football. Let's see what the flag's all about.
Now watch closely. Number 39. The fair catch has been called. The Patriots player, did he get in the way?
His own man hit him, it looked like.
Sure does, but there's a penalty flag.
Probably pick up the flag. Here's Jerry Austin.
Illegal block from behind, number 31. The penalty is for flying. First down.
Dick McPherson has to be happy about this turn of events as the Patriots will have the ball.
And watch it again. It's the illegal use of the hands from behind right there. And then the drop and recovery by the Patriots. Boy, they're fighting for that football. They did this twice last week in the first half against Pittsburgh, and the best they could do was get field goals out of it. Danny
Villa recovered the fumbled punt. New England will have the ball and a first down. At the 24. The give is to Marvin Allen for a couple of yards. Tackle made by Doug Smith, the right tackle for the Oilers, who's having an outstanding year.
Boy, this certainly isn't what the Oilers expected on this first series. Jack Pardee not happy with the mistakes, of course, and they've really kept the mistakes to a minimum. Penalties and turnovers the first 3 games. And they come out here in the first series, and Jack's saying, oh, no, not that kind of day. We don't need that.
We hear so much about the run-and-shoot offense, but the Oilers have an outstanding defense. They've drafted heavily on defense the last 2 years. Jack Pardee says we've got better players defensively than we had 3 or 4 years ago. The reverse to Fryer. Looking for blocking and doesn't get much as he's dropped at the 22-yard line by Marcus Robertson. Dick McPherson has a couple of trick plays up his sleeve, and we see one early.
Well, this is the field position. A lot of offensive coordinators like to try a trick play like this. And actually, they want to get the ball in Fryer's hands any way they can. This time, it was a terrific job of containment, pursuit, reading your reads by that Oiler defense, and it went nowhere.
Last week against the Steelers, they ran that play with Fryer throwing a pass. He threw a pretty good pass, but it was incomplete in the end zone.
Yeah, he had trouble finding the handle on the lateral that he took, and then when he got it down into the end zone, he just threw it a little bit too far away from the receiver.
The shotgun formation on 3rd and 7. Millen underneath to his tight end, Marv Cook, the leading receiver on this team, with his 13th catch of the year.
Well, you know, Cook is really developed as a solid player. Here comes Sean Jones, the reluctant Oiler. He's in there on passing downs and gets nowhere that time. He's made a lot of noise over the past few weeks, ever since he signed his contract after a long holdout about wanting to be traded. I asked him yesterday, I said, Sean, you have a chance to go to the playoffs, maybe a chance to play in the Super Bowl with this side. He said, yeah, but I'm just unhappy with the way things have gone. And I think that it's not going to affect me inside the white lines, but I'm really unhappy.
Jason Starosky is in to tie a 33-yard field goal with Tommy Hudson holding as the Patriots try to take the lead. And it's good. So Starosky has given New England a 3-0 lead over the Oilers. Mel Proctor with Jim Laslavic back at Foxborough Stadium on a beautiful fall afternoon. The Patriots lead 3-0 on a field goal by this man, Jason Starowski, who has hit 6 of 7 field goal attempts this year. They still don't get a touchdown, but they've taken the lead. What kind of a lift will that give the Pats?
Oh, a big lift at home, of course, but, you know, they've had a chance to score 49 offensive points so far this year. They've come away with 22 going into this game. They want the touchdowns. Field goals are fine, but they want the TDs.
High short kick taken by Pat Coleman. Across the 30. And out to the 38-yard line. Good run back by Coleman, and it was the kicker, Jason Starowski, who made the tackle.
Now, that's the kind of lift the Oilers need, too. They've been shocked into realizing that this won't be a cakewalk, and then the special teams have to go out and make some noise, and you see the good blocking up front. That's what makes this return go.
38-yard line.
A 22-yard return by Coleman. It'll be a first down for the Oilers at the 38-yard line as the run and shoot goes to work for the first time today. Warren Moon, the AFC Offensive Player of the Year last season with his 4 wide receiver attack. Alan Pinkett, the lone setback, and he's been playing very well. He has 2 100-yard games. Pinkett, nothing doing. Hit head on by Vincent Brown, the Patriots' leading tackler. Here's the Schick Tracer 10-minute kicker. Pittsburgh leading Philadelphia 7-0 in the first quarter. Atlanta recovering a fumble and scoring to go 7-up on the Raiders. And here at Foxborough with 8:12 remaining in the first quarter, the Patriots lead 3-0. Second down 9 for the Oilers. Ernest Gibbons in motion. Moon's pass is complete to Haywood Jeffries, who last week against Kansas City matched his career high with 9 catches.
But not a lot of yards last week, only 60 yards. You know, and that was one of the things Kansas City did. It took away the deep stuff. And you think that Joe Collier, the defensive coordinator, as we watch the replay, the defensive coordinator for the Patriots probably borrowed a page from the Chiefs' plan of attack. Keep the Oilers out there as long as they can. Hope that they drop maybe a short pass on 3rd down. Force the punt. Here's the first 3rd and 5 situation for Warren Moon.
The Pats have 6 defensive backs in the game on 3rd and 5. Moon's pass almost intercepted. Fred Marion almost picked it off, but we've got an injured Oiler.
Big time hit by Fred Marion, and I actually think he was just going for the football, and the receiver happened to get in the way. Drew Hill is down. His helmet is off. It looks as if he's okay. Watch the replay. As you can see, the Patriots are into this ball game big time. The rollout by Moon, the throw downfield, and watch Marion just flat out going for the interception, and the receiver happened to get in the way and knocked it loose.
We invite you to take part in the celebration of the achievements of John.
So Hill is a little wobbly. He comes off, and the Patriots playing surprisingly well early.
Because we understand the costs involved. And by Coors Light, the Silver Bullet is the right beer now.
Montgomery's punt taken by Jerome Henderson, looking for some running room and stopped inside the 20-yard line. Montgomery, who doesn't get much of a chance to punt because the run and shoot is so prolific. He's punted only 6 times this year. He said, it's tough for me to get into any kind of a groove when I only punt 2 or 3 times a game. The Patriots begun this drive at the 19. They lead 3-0. And Leonard Russell, lowering his head and driving forward, gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. Let's go back to New York now. Bob Costas and NFL Live. Robert?
Mel, watch this play in Atlanta. Deion Sanders will knock the ball loose from Jay Schrader. Hops right into the waiting hands of Jesse Tuggle. He rumbles 18 yards for the touchdown. The 1-2 Falcons lead the 2-1 Raiders 7-0 in the first. Mel?
All right, thank you, Bob, and welcome back to Foxborough, where we have 6:27 remaining in the first quarter. John Vaughn, number 24, is in at running back. He's flanked out wide to the right, actually, as a receiver. Millen's pass is knocked down. Looked like Doug Smith got a big paw on it.
Yeah, he does the smart thing then. Millen, he bats it into the ground, makes sure there's no chance of it being picked off by anybody. There's Dick McPherson on the sideline saying, hey, what's going on? Too many balls are being batted back in my quarterback's face. The Oilers are just so big and so tough up front defensively, and they tell these guys, get your hands up. You see that ball being thrown, get the hands up. The battle between you and that offensive lineman is over. Get the hands up and try to knock it down.
Jack Pardee says Doug Smith is having a great year. He's lost a lot of weight. He still weighs about 309 pounds, but he's able to be much fresher in the fourth quarter because he's in better shape. They try to minimize his play to about 41 snaps per game to keep him fresh. Millen stepping up, and he's dropped inside the 15-yard line.
Yes, Lee Williams. He's added quite a bit to this lineup. He's in there.
Williams beating the block of rookie #1 pick Pat Harlow. And a loss of 5 on the play.
You know, and Williams loves being on the left side. When he had his great years in San Diego, he was rushing the passer from the left side in the outside position. What sired him so much in San Diego was they asked him to play so much tackle because of their deficiencies in there. Very unselfish player. He'll play any place, and you'll see that today. He'll line up everywhere for the Oilers, too.
Sean McCarthy in his first game gets off a low kick. It's near the 45-yard line and is down at the 42. The Patriots cut their punter from last week. Brian Wagner has his difficulties. Next Sunday, following Ryder Cup golf, NBC Sports presents more NFL action, beginning with NFL Live, special time at 3:30 Eastern. And many of you will see Steve DeBerg and the Chiefs facing San Diego. Others will see New England take on Phoenix, Miami against the Jets. Check your local listings for the game in your area.
Houston working for the Patriots 43.
Some terrific field position for the Oilers here. So the defensive unit got the job done, got the ball back in great field position as Warren Moon goes back to work.
5:37 remaining first quarter. The Patriots lead 3-0 on a Jason Starofsky field goal. Moon's pass is complete.
Pass is complete.
It's Tony Jones, the smallest and the fastest man in the NFL. Now let's check the Schick Tracer 10-minute ticker. Miami leading Green Bay 3-0. We mentioned earlier the Steelers ahead 7-0.
Ball is at the 38-yard line.
Chip Lohmiller with a field goal to give the Redskins the lead over the Bengals. And Atlanta leading the Raiders 7-0 in the first quarter.
Yeah, Tony Jones, 5'7", 139. He's fast. He's also tough. Got to be tough if you're that size and playing in the NFL.
Second down and 5. Moon hits Jeffries, and he's knocked out of bounds. Jeffries, one of the Fab Four receivers. They're known as the Fab Four, but they all have individual nicknames.
Yeah, Jeffries says, yeah, the Fab Four handles okay, but like one-on-one, a lot of guys call me Freakwood. And then Drew Hill is True Love, man.
You want to explain that?
I'm not sure I can.
Ernest Gibbons, E.G., and Curtis Duncan is the priest because he's so serious, and according to Jeffries, he always carries a Bible with him.
That's right. Well, True Love is a takeoff of True Love, and they love catching that football.
That's why you're the analyst. First down at the 28. Drew Hill is in motion. Drew Loveman in motion. Moon downfield, complete. The catch at the 11-yard line by Jeffries, and that's what he does best. He is tough. He goes across the middle, catches the ball, takes a hit, and hangs on.
And they took a lot of hits Monday night. They didn't have a great long period to recuperate from that. Even Warren Moon was getting banged around a lot. You see how this opens up for him, and Jeffries catches that ball in that field position often, and he gets pounded often. He got up this time, was pumping his arms. He likes to fire his teammates up as much as the fans. Of course, not many Oiler fans here today. He's just trying to remind his teammates, let's keep it going.
Tony Jones is wide to the right. Jeffries split to the left. First down for the Oilers. Gibbons in motion. Moon to the end zone, and incomplete. Pass intended for Ernest Gibbons.
Yeah, Moon has seen all the looks over the past few years. A great veteran quarterback. And if it's not there, he knows I'm not going to take the sack. I'm going to get rid of it. He just threw it away in the end zone in a safe area where nobody would catch it.
Moon has completed 4 of 6 passes for 37 yards. Moon says he loves the run and shoot offense because it's such a challenge. He said, unlike other offenses, I cannot have an off day because I am such an integral part. It's not like we can go to something else, 2 tight ends, or go to a running back. He said, I'm the man. If I have a bad day, we can lose.
Before the snap, delay a game.
Against the Oilers, it sounded like Moon was trying to change the play.
And that's surprising because they're normally so quick in and out of the huddle. They get to the line of scrimmage, and Warren takes his time getting up there because he's looking around. You know, Joe Collier, the defensive coordinator for the Patriots, who spent all those years with the Denver Broncos, I asked him, I said, would you like to see this run and shoot outlawed? He said, nah, I'd like to outlaw Warren Moon. It's the kind of respect he has for him.
Collier was asked how he would prepare for this game, and he said, well, I'll pray a little more than I normally do. 2nd down and 15. Pinkett. Alan Pinkett to the 10-yard line. Tackle made by Brent Williams of the Pats.
For the Patriots.
Take a look at the run here as the Patriots didn't have many people up there on the defensive front, so the audible went for the running play.
One of the criticisms of the run and shoot is that when you get into the red zone inside the 20 in a scoring situation, that it's difficult to score because you really can't stretch the field.
Yeah, but a lot of teams who employ tight ends and everything else have trouble scoring inside the 20-yard line.
They're only averaging 31 points a game, so the Oilers are doing something right. Moon for Gibbons in the end zone. Mickey Washington back in coverage. And they'll have to go for a field goal.
So, again, watch the Patriots defensive unit here. Only 3 men rushing, a lot of people in coverage. You want to jam that area. As Mel was saying, there's not much room down inside that 20-yard line. And the Oilers having the ball in the 10. And Jack Pardis wondering. He has been through so many games, a long playing career, a long coaching career. He's wondering if it's going to be one of those days.
And the vagabond Ian Howfield, who's had tryouts with 7 NFL teams, finally sticking with the Oilers, attempting a 28-yard kick to tie it up. And it's perfect.
2:35.
So Ian Howfield has tied it up. It's 3-3 with 2:35 remaining in the first quarter from Foxborough.
Ron Vaughn, along with Sammy Martin on that.
3-3 ties. We're near the end of the first quarter in Foxborough. Ian Howfield will tee it up. He and Jason Starofsky has exchanged field goals. And Sammy Martin back deep along with John Vaughn for New England.
Of course, Ian's father was a kicker for the Broncos, and it was Dick McPherson, the head coach of the Patriots, who was then with the Broncos, who was responsible for getting his dad with the team.
Bobby Howfield, a kick for the Broncos and the Jets. Vaughn in the end zone, no run back. So the Patriots will have the ball at the 20.
The ball will come out to the 20-yard line, and the Patriots offense will have it 1st and 10.
The Schick Tracer 10-minute ticker. Miami now leading 6-0 over Green Bay. The Eagles have tied up the Steelers. And no changes, no scores. For the Patriots, John Stevens is in for the first time. Stevens, a Pro Bowl starter in '88, rushed for 1,168 yards, a rookie. He has been a holdout. Returned to action last week against Pittsburgh and played briefly. He's number 44. Fake by Hugh Millen, and his pass is complete to Irving Fryer at the 31.
On the reception.
Gain of 13 yards. Chris Dishman chasing him out of bounds.
Here's Fryer on the isolation, and take a look at the job he puts on Chris Dishman here. Nothing fancy, just runs the out pattern, and Dishman gives him that big cushion, which you have to do. Has the underneath help, but Millen can get that ball and float it in there. One thing everybody told us about Millen, has a strong arm, and maybe a stronger arm than Hudson.
John Stevens' first carry. A couple of yards to the 33-yard line. Ray Childress, the outstanding defensive tackle, on the stop for the Oilers.
The Oilers' front line had so many distractions in the preseason. Childress was out with an injury. Lee Williams didn't join him until late. Sean Jones joined him late. But this is a unit that can really dominate a ball game. And you saw that in the Patriots' second series where they were pushing Millen and the Patriots backwards. Actually, that front seven is real solid. Little linebacker Al Smith runs the show out there, calls the audibles, and is a steady performer, and he'll hit you too.
2 tight ends in the game now for the Patriots. Ben Coates joining Marv Cook. And Hugh Millen apparently didn't like the looks of the defense. He calls a timeout.
Timeout, New England. We have 40-second timeout.
Dick Corey was saying not only does Millen have a stronger arm than Tommy Hudson, he is more familiar with the system because the systems which he played under in both Los Angeles and Atlanta are very similar to this one.
Yeah, Millen, of course, the latest of the New England Patriot quarterbacks. They have made some switches over the years. And these are the changes since 1986. Quite a few.
Quite a few, adding up to 17 quarterback changes according to our calculations, and you see quite often they've gone back to Steve Grogan. Well, Grogan is not around anymore. He was in camp with the Rams, and we understand he's back in New England. Is probably here watching the game, so I guess if they need him, they can go find him in the stand somewhere. But he's the guy they went to so many times in trouble. Scott Zolak, the third-string quarterback here, said, I thought about taking Tony Eason's old number. I believe it's 11, but someone told me I better not wear it because they'd think I was Eason and I'd get booed.
He
so
did
he took
say
16.
That. And, of course, he was a ball boy for Joe Montana when Montana was in high school, and he said that's one reason he wanted 16.
Millen to throw, downfield to Fryer.
Oh, my. What a great effort by Dishman as he climbed over top of Fryer to try to make the interception. And, boy, Dishman's a guy. Look at him smiling there. I almost had it. He's a guy who the last couple of weeks has made some big plays for the defensive unit, forcing a fumble a couple weeks ago and a key interception in the end zone Monday night against Kansas City. Look at this. Oh, the crowd's saying it was interference, but Dishman's just going for the football.
Dishman, a 4-year veteran from Purdue. Jack Pardee says he has really matured this year and says it's due to the fact that he's gotten married. How about that? 3rd and 8, shotgun, and Sean Jones across too early, but was he drawn across?
Well, on the other side of the line of scrimmage, Marv Cook, the tight end, he started early. Sean has this clause in his contract that calls for $20,000 per sack, so you know when he's out there, he's interested.
Before the snap, number 96 of the defense, cleared the quarterback, offside, 5 yards.
It's against Sean Jones. The disgruntled Sean Jones. We spoke with him at practice yesterday about his situation. He said that unless he starts playing a lot more, he wants to be traded. His contract heavily loaded with incentives, as Jim mentioned, and he's not going to achieve those goals unless he plays. And Jack Pardee said we wanted to get him into the scheme more last week, but were unable to do so. And he's going to see a lot of action. We hope we can keep him happy.
They want to keep him happy. He provides a lot of depth for that front line.
On 3rd and 3, Millen to put it up. Nice touch pass underneath, and the ball should have been caught. John Vaughn unable to hold it. He showed a nice touch on that one.
Vaughn was the intended receiver.
You know, this front line for the Oilers can provide the pressure they have to, and it can really rattle a quarterback like Millen, who hasn't been out there much this season. That time, Childress pushed by. A good job of blocking by Villa right there for 75 for the Patriots.
Sean McCarthy, one of the tallest punters in NFL history, at 6'6". Coleman at the 24 brings it back to the 29, but there's a flag on the play.
Marker down to the 26.
Ivy Joe Hunter down in coverage for the Patriots on the special teams following a 37-yard punt by McCarthy.
During the run back, illegal block from behind, number 56, 10 yards. First down.
It's against Scott Kozak of the Oilers.
Yeah, boy, there's another penalty against the Oilers offense. It moves them backwards. Take a look at the replay. You'll see on the left-hand side of your screen, here comes 56. Well, it was tough to see, but he pushed. There you go. 53 was pushed right there. So anyway, Another stupid mistake.
And with a minute 10 remaining in the quarter, the score is tied 3-3. The Oilers begin this drive at the 19. 4 wide receivers, Pinkett the lone setback. We should see Lorenzo White some today. He was the leading rusher from a year ago, but it's Pinkett this time. The Pats string out the play and drive him out of bounds at the 24 with Jerome Henderson and David Poole, 2 defensive backs coming up.
You know, they're inviting the run. They're only showing 5 people up front. That's the 4 down lineman, the middle linebacker. And so Warren Moon has all those audibles he can call. And in that situation, the logical one is to just have the running play and make those defensive backs come up and make the tackle. But the Patriots are happy to do that, I think. Keep the ball out of the hands of those wide receivers who can burn you deep, burn you big time.
Less than a minute remaining in the quarter. 2nd down for the Oilers. Pinkett needing 4 yards for a 1st down. And he gets to the 30 where he's tackled by Andre Tippett. Back in good health and having a fine year, but that's a 1st down. Tippett injured his shoulder 2 years ago and sat out the entire year, but is now back healthy, and he's one of the best.
This will be the final play of the 1st quarter, as again, only 5 men in that box up front for the Patriots, so the Oilers run the ball.
Well, the Patriots doing a good job defensively, preventing the run and shoot from going wild, and it's a 3-3 tie at the end of the 1st quarter from Foxborough. Mel Proctor with Jim Laslavic back in Foxborough with a score tied 3-3. New England and Houston. Maybe Warren was right. He's saying this will be one of their toughest games. He said it's easy to get up for playoff caliber teams, but this is a real challenge mentally to get ready for the Patriots. On 1st down, Moon's pass is complete to Drew Hill, out of bounds at the 39. Hill has now caught a pass in 64 consecutive games.
Washington defensively.
Take a look at the 1st quarter stats, and really pretty much even. Where it isn't, of course, is further down at turnovers, where the Oilers have given up the ball. And surprisingly, the Patriots, time of possession, they're winning that battle.
It's the big key to beating the Oilers, keeping the football away from the run and shoot. 2nd down, 2. Pinkett. Pinkett to the 42-yard line. Let's go back to New York. Bob Costas at NFL Live. Bob?
In Philadelphia, the Steelers snap a 7-all tie with this touchdown immediately after hitting Eric Green with a 50-yard pass to set it up. Bubby Brister goes back to the outstanding young tight end for the touchdown, covering 8 yards. Earlier, he'd thrown an 11-yarder to Merrill Hodge. Jim McMahon had a 1-yard run for the Eagle touchdown. Philly trails Pittsburgh 14-7.
And early in the 2nd quarter here in Foxborough, the Houston Oilers trying to get their run and shoot moving. They have a 1st down at the 41 of Houston. Moon getting a lot of pressure and gets the pass deflected. Put a lot of heat on him that time. He tried to get it to Ernest Gibbons, but Garen Veras was in there applying the pressure, and several of his teammates.
Yeah, that time the Patriots were coming, and they had 6 men up, and they were all rushing the passer. There's Veras. Take a look at the left side of the screen here. You can see the amount of pressure they get. A big push on the offensive line, trying to get back into Warren's face.
The front 3 and the 4 linebackers for the Patriots are good football players. Their secondary is a little weak, but they can get some help in the secondary. This is a pretty solid defense, especially against the run. They go with 6 defensive backs on 2nd and 10. Pinkett wrapped up by Chris Singleton. Pinkett never got started. Big play by the 2nd-year linebacker from Arizona. A loss of 2 yards.
Yeah, and they're getting the crowd into it. You know, you think that the Patriots, maybe the crowd will be wondering what this club can do, and they're seeing it right here with Singleton making the big play, help underneath and help all around as they are slowing down this run and shoot. A good linebacker there. His brother's a team captain out at Arizona. They're twins.
And his brother Kevin is quite a story, overcoming leukemia to continue his college football career, and Chris gave him bone marrow to hasten his recovery. Possession down for the Oilers on 3rd and 12. Moon's pass is intercepted. Picked off by Mickey Washington of New England. Warren tried to hit Haywood Jeffries, but Washington has his second interception of the year. How about this Patriots defense?
And they're getting a lot to cheer about, this crowd is. Take a look here as, again, the Patriots are playing the zone, and they're trying to get as deep as they can, and the ball thrown well behind the receiver. Picked off by Mickey Washington.
Mickey Washington, the cousin of Little Joe Washington, the great running back receiver who played with the Chargers, the Redskins, and the Colts.
That's only the second interception that Warren Moon has thrown this season.
Good field position for New England. With the score tied 3-3, they begin this drive at the Patriot 45. Hunter and Russell are the running backs. Leonard Russell. The Patriots picking up sizable chunks of yardage on first down. A 13-yard pickup and a first down, New England.
That time, a couple rookies combined. Watch down on the bottom of the screen, number 77, the offensive right tackle. He pushes everybody out of the way, and here comes Russell. That was Pat Harlow, the #1 draft pick, and it was Russell, the #1 draft pick, making the nice gain. And Dick McPherson's happy about what he is seeing so far. Again, they need to get the ball into the end zone, something they haven't done a lot of in the first 3.5 games.
First down for the Pats at the Oiler 43. Fryer and McMurtry are the wide receivers. Millen curving Fryer. And he gets about 9 more yards before he's chased out by Chris Dishman.
Good read by Millen. Again, Fryer was what they were giving him, and so he took it.
Pick up 8 yards on the pass play to Fryer.
And now let's check the ITT 10-minute ticker.
Hugh.
The Giants up 6-0 over Cleveland in the second period. The Packers get on the board with a field goal. And Pittsburgh now leading the Eagles by 4. Cincinnati taking a 7-3 lead over the Redskins. Leonard Russell is wrapped up by Big Doug Smith of the Oilers.
Yeah, Doug Smith was leading the defensive unit in calisthenics yesterday and keeping it real loose. And normally they break off into smaller groups and do their calisthenics. He wanted the whole defense together, try to help inspire. And look how he just inspires the defense by just crunching the blocker and throwing him aside, and then attacking Russell and throwing him for the loss.
And it will be 3rd down and 4 for New England. Score tied 3-3. Michael Timpson is wide to the right. Fryer and McMurtry split to the left. They give to Russell. He needed 4 yards for a first down. Good call. Oilers anticipating a pass.
Good call and good execution, and as the Patriots appear to have picked up another first down. Take a look at the replay again. Oilers thinking pass, and look at the surge there by the 2 guys blocking. Great job by this Patriots offensive line as they're getting good blocks from different people, it seems, on every play. Danny Villa in there that time providing the surge.
And they'll measure to see if the Pats can continue this drive, and they do. Good second effort by Russell getting the job done after he was hit by Ray Childress. Remember, New England has gone 11 quarters without a touchdown. They haven't scored a touchdown since the first quarter of the first game when Marv Cook caught a pass for a touchdown. They're trying to get into the end zone against the Oilers. Mr. Enthusiasm, Dick McPherson, very successful college coach, bringing a raw collegiate atmosphere to New England. John Vaughn is in the backfield now. Is complete to McMurtry, and a flag down at the 12-yard line. Richard Johnson on the tackle. McMurtry, who's dropped quite a few passes through the first 3 games, makes only his second reception of the year.
Pass interference, number 23 of the defense. Penalty is declined.
Interference against the Oilers, a penalty declined, and it's a first down for New England.
That was the infraction right there, but it didn't matter. McMurtry had his paws on that football. 20-yard completion.
First down for New England at the 13-yard line. A 3-3 tie with 10:05 remaining in the second quarter.
McMurtry, a big receiver, 6'2", weighs about 210. A second-year guy out of Michigan who as Mel said, having trouble holding on to the ball at times, but not today.
The pitch is to John Vaughn. Halfback pass to Cook. Touchdown, Patriots! There is a penalty marker down, but it's against the Houston Oilers. Holding against Houston, the touchdown stands, and they're delirious at Foxborough. They had gone 11 quarters without a touchdown. They go to a gimmick play to get 6.
Yeah, watch Vaughn here. And it's tricky because he's a left-hander. So sometimes you're lulled to sleep as a defensive player, not thinking a guy's going to roll to the left and pass like that. And he puts it right on the money. It wobbled a little bit, but Cook was there to make the catch.
Marv Cook, who scored both Patriot touchdowns this year, gives the Pats the lead, and Starowski will try to make it 10-3. And how about this turn of events? It's 10-3 New England. Second quarter from Foxborough.
New England Patriots 10. 15 yards.
A 13-yard pass from rookie running back John Vaughn to tight end Marv Cook, capping the drive for the Patriots, and they lead 10-3. And these Pats fans who are desperate for a win are beside themselves right now.
Heck, they're desperate for some excitement up here. They're getting it from their football team.
Starowski booms one, clear out of the end zone.
Touchback, Houston will have the ball first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
So they are excited here in New England as the Patriots have jumped out to a 10-3 lead over the heavily favored Oilers with 9:41 remaining in the second quarter.
Second quarter, Cincinnati 7.
Mel Proctor with Jim Laslavic back at Foxborough Stadium with the New England Patriots leading 10-3. Given. Make it Haywood Jeffries. Gain of 13 yards on the play. On that last kickoff, the Patriots kicked off in the 50 because of a penalty against the Oilers. That's one reason Starowski kicked it clear out of the stadium. Here's ref.
Here comes Freakwood. That's a big catch right there. Big catch because of the momentum shift. They need to get off to a good start here as Warren Moon flings it. Watch the crowd he attracts. Everywhere Jeffries goes, he attracts that attention.
First down at the 33. Tony Jones is in. He split wide to the right. Jeffries to the left. Drew Hill in motion. Moon changing the play. And Jeffries with the catch, but unable to pick up much yardage as Maurice Hurst made the tackle.
On the tackle.
Yeah, there's Warren looking for some guidance. But Jeffries is quite a story. He comes from a family of 17 children. He's telling us he has, what, 5 sisters? No, 11 sisters and 5 brothers. And his father's name is Haywood, but he's the youngest of the sons.
Well, coming across the middle to catch a pass should be easy for him. After all, can you imagine snatching a roll at the dinner table with all of those kids? No problem for him to come across the middle and take a hit. Moon getting some heat, and his pass is incomplete. Intended for Gibbons at the 40.
Now, they made Warren Moon double pump on that, and there was pressure in his face. But more importantly, I think that was good coverage downfield as the Patriots, you see the rush they're putting on. Only 3 guys are rushing the quarterback, and he has to pump there because of the coverage downfield, and that enables the Patriots rush to get into his face then and force the bad pass.
Third down 8 for the Oilers. 8:04 remaining, second quarter. The Pats lead 10-3.
Warren
Moon hasn't been able to get the run and shoot rolling so far. Intercepted. Almost picked off by Darrell Fullington of New England as Moon tried to throw downfield to Drew Hill. So the Oilers will have to punt. This New England defense has been outstanding. Well, Greg Montgomery may get a little more action today than he had anticipated.
Look at this. He goes way up there and almost pulls it down. He's going to be thinking about that one all game long. Oilers now 0 for 4 on third down tries.
And they were tied for the league lead in that category, with Buffalo converting 57% of the time, but not today. Jerome Henderson tackled immediately. Good coverage downfield by the Oilers' Victor Jones. A 48-yard punt by Greg Montgomery. But a wake-up call for the Oilers today in Foxborough. First down for the Patriots at the New England 16-yard line. And it's Marvin Allen on the carry for the Pats to the 20. The Domino's NFL Live headlines. Jim McMahon says his Eagles are more talented than the '85 champion Bears, the team he played on. The NFL a little concerned about the recent scoring drop. And Bubba Parris' mistakes cost the Colts a couple of linemen.
Now, Bubba Parris big and out of shape. He's causing problems for his teammates.
All that and more coming up at halftime with NFL Live. And a penalty marker down.
Yeah, Lee Williams across the line early. Was there movement in that Patriots offensive line?
Ball start, number 65 of the offense. Before the snap, he moved.
The left guard,
Still
Albert
second down.
Crawford, moving too early.
The one thing that makes Lee Williams so good is he has that quick trigger.
We'll make it second down and 12 with the ball at the 14-yard line.
Whoa.
Also a Patriots.
Whoa. Show me that movement again if you would. Isn't that something? That offensive guard flagged. I didn't see much right there, but Lee Williams gets away with it. Watch the left guard right there, 65. Lee Williams moves. I didn't see much movement at all from that left guard.
Third down, 12 for the Patriots. Hugh Millen downfield for Cook, the tight end. He makes the grab and is finally brought down to 46. A pickup of 26 yards. Al Smith and Chris Dishman combining on the tackle, but Cook showing he can run with the ball after he catches it.
That's a classic New England Patriots play. They've seen that so often in Foxborough. The cast of characters is different now. It's Cook instead of Francis, and it's Millen instead of Grogan. But that's a play that's always worked for the Patriots in Foxborough or anywhere else they play. Cook's doing a great job. A third-year guy who's really understanding what it takes to play in the NFL.
His second reception today, one was for a touchdown. This is Marvin Allen trying to turn the corner. Gets back to the line of scrimmage where Johnny Meads brings him down.
Defensively, it was Doug Smith on the play.
And now let's check the ITT 10-minute ticker. Giants leading the Browns. Green Bay and Miami tied. Steelers up by 4 over the Eagles. Now the Redskins are back on top, so that lead seesawing back and forth, and Atlanta leading the Raiders 7-0 in the second period.
The Redskins, along with the Oilers, one of the undefeated teams remaining. There are 5 in the NFL.
The Patriots lead the Oilers 10-3 with 5:40 remaining in the first half. Cook is in motion. Hugh Millen in trouble. Al Smith coming right over the top of him for the sack.
Way to go, Al Smith. Guy is exciting.
Spoken like a former linebacker.
I love this. He has grass stains. His arms are all bandaged up. And he has grass stains on the front and the back on his arms. And watch the effort as he's blitzing right up the middle here. You're going to see this white flash with the derrick on his helmet jumping over the blocker. That's Russell who tried to get in his way, and he goes for the quarterback's head. Great job, Al Smith.
Jim Eddy, the defensive coordinator for the Oilers, said it's imperative that we get pressure on the quarterback early. We'll start with a 3-man rush. If we need 4, that doesn't do the job. We'll go to 5, 6, whatever it takes, but we've got to get to him. It's the 3rd sack for the Oilers today. 3rd and long. Millen downfield. And it's intercepted by Mike Dumas. A costly turnover by New England as the Oilers will have excellent field position. An 18-yard run back by Dumas.
Yeah, that was really an unnecessary pass from Millen. He tried to force it in. There was nothing down there but a lot of Oiler defenders. And look what he's throwing into. Why even attempt that pass? You're better off just throwing it away and lining up for a punt. And watch as Dumas comes back here, gets pushed out of bounds, and down goes Dick McPherson. Come on, Dick, you got to be quick on the sidelines there.
Mike Dumas has been a big play guy for the Oilers, who recovered a fumbled punt against Kansas City to set up a touchdown last week, and now Warren Moon will take over at the 39 of New England. It's 10-3 Patriots with 4:51 left in the half. Moon underneath to Pinkett, incomplete. Andre Tippett was all over Pinkett.
You know, ever since we stepped in the cab at the airport 2 days ago, everybody's been going tisk, tisk, tisk. What a mismatch because of Warren Moon, his experience, and the youth and inexperience in that secondary for the Patriots. The Charlie West, the defensive backfield coach, has these guys ready to play. That's a great job of coverage right there to force Moon to go for the short one.
Tisk, tisk, tisk. Apparently you had a different cab driver than I did. Second down, 10. Hill in motion. Moon's pass is complete for a first down to Curtis Duncan at the 21.
The Priest.
19-yard gain.
Hey, that was a terrific catch because Duncan was barely out of his break and the ball was there. You know, Warren, I think, trying to get the ball off a little sooner. He reads what he has and he knows where the single coverage is, and Duncan bobbled it briefly but hauled it in. Good job.
Duncan, who had 66 catches last year, part of the Fab Four receivers combining for 286 receptions last season.
They all had 65 or more catches.
First down for the Oilers at the 22. New England leading 10-3. Trips to the left. Moon into the end zone, and he overthrows Drew Hill.
You saw an act of desperation by the defender, too, as Drew Hill broke open, and the defensive back, Henderson, just threw his hands up to almost face guard him.
As we mentioned, the Patriots secondary is vulnerable. They've got two veterans, Ronnie Lepet and Fred Marion, who probably lost a step. Rookie strong safety and Harry Colin. The best defensive back is the right corner, Maurice Hurst, but the secondary is not their strong area.
Henderson is one of the young guys they like. He's a cornerback who comes in on the nickel or dime situations.
They have 6 defensive backs in on 2nd and 10. To Jeffries, breaks a tackle and holds on at the 11-yard line. He should have the first down.
Maurice Hurst was in the coverage there. And again, Jeffries goes over the middle. It seems like everybody in the world knows he's going to do it. He still gets an opening. He makes the catch, and he takes a hit. Here's the hit. Here's the catch. And look at the hit. He takes a shoulder to the rib section. And that hurts, and they mount up. And again, it was Monday night that they last played. He caught 9 balls. He took a lot of hits.
He already has 6 receptions in the first half of this game. First down and 10 at the 11-yard line. 3 wide receivers to the left. Duncan is split to the right. Pinkett, nothing there. Cuts back. There's a flag down as Pinkett is tackled at the 7-yard line by Jerome Henderson.
Yeah. The crowd is telling you who the penalty is against. They're anticipating a hold.
Holding, number 73 of the offense, 10 yards, still first down.
Holding call on the right tackle, David Williams.
And I'll tell you what, Mel, I'm not so sure I'd want to take that penalty. It gives Warren Moon and his receivers more room. And the point you made earlier was, you know, when you get jammed inside that 10-yard line, it's harder for them to get the open spots, but of course you have to push them back. This run and shoot is dangerous, but I'll take the yards anytime. But think about that. This gives Warren Moon more room and his receivers more room to operate.
So now it's first down and 20 at the 21-yard line. 2:46 remaining in the half. Moon's pass deflected, incomplete. As number 99, David Howard, got a hand on it.
Yeah, and the key to that was Howard just digging to get deep. You know, they're conceding the run here. Watch the the rush by the 4 men up front. There's Howard, number 99, the bottom of your screen. As soon as he recognized it was pass, he got back into his coverage, and he was able to get his hands on that ball because he worked so hard to get depth. And it's something that I think they picked up from the Chiefs on Monday night. The Chiefs linebackers and the guys up front were just digging to get deep, and Howard got back there.
So it's 2nd and 20. Jack Pardee wondering if the run and shoot was left back in Houston. Under pressure into the end zone and overthrows the receiver Jeffries.
Shades of the movie Major League. He hit the mascot. Jeffries attracts a crowd, as we've been saying. Here he is over the middle. Hey, Warren just recognized he had nowhere to go. He knows he has another down. He's not going to take any chance, and down goes the Patriot mascot in the back of the end zone.
That doesn't count as an undue celebration, does it? Flattening the mascot in the end zone?
Although the commissioner is here, Paul Tagliabue, and they've lightened up a little bit. A kinder, gentler approach to end zone celebrations.
The Oilers are 0 for 4 on third down conversions today. And remember, they're tied for the league lead with Buffalo in that category. They've converted 57% of their third down opportunities, and they're going to call a timeout. So the Oilers are struggling in the first half with New England ahead 10-3. The Houston Oilers, who have yet to convert a third down situation, facing 3rd and 20 here. The Patriots lead 10-3 as we near the end of the first half. Moon in trouble. Ball stripped away. And the Patriots have recovered. Chris Singleton recovering the fumble. It was Andre Tippett who knocked the ball loose.
Yeah, give lots of credit to that guy right there. They're only rushing with 4 guys up front. They're inviting the pass, and the coverage has been so good. They're playing the deep zones and the underneath guys. But look at it here. It's just a 3-man rush as Warren Moon can't find anybody open. He starts running, and he tries to hold up on it, but the pressure of Tippett and all, he just let go, and the recovery made. We got something going here in Foxborough.
Patriots defense has just been outstanding.
We got a football game.
21.
It's the 3rd Houston turnover. We have 2:21 remaining in the first half.
Yeah, they want to see if this was a forward pass or if this was a fumble by Warren Moon, and this is the picture they're looking at. It looked to me as if he tried to hold up. It looked to me as if he tried to hold up on a pass because you can see the coverage being provided to Ernest Gibbons underneath by the 2 guys, and one of them picked up the ball for the recovery. Take a look again. You be the judge. I get a feeling if you're in Texas, you're going to think this was a forward pass. But it looked like he was reaching up with his left hand to try to hold up. And that could very easily be rolled a forward pass and be negated as a fumble.
Tippett then slapped it away with Singleton recovering.
But, you know, in all honesty, if you asked Warren, say, Warren, were you trying to hold up? Was this a fumble? I think he would say, yeah. But if you're up in the replay booth, this might look like a forward pass to you. And again, the ruling on the field was that it was a fumble recovered by the Patriots, their possession. It's up to the guys upstairs to decide whether or not this conclusively was an incomplete pass or a fumble. But look, he brings that left hand up as if to try to hold on to the ball. And that tells me that it's a fumble and not an incomplete pass.
Let's take another look. We have just taken over the league lead in replays.
What do you think, Mel? What's your call on this one?
His arm started forward, then he tried to catch it. It's a tough call.
There is this 2-minute limit. Here,
After review of instant replay, the play is ruled as an incomplete pass.
Wow, big turn of events. Incomplete pass. They reverse it, and the Oilers will still have the ball.
And again, I can see why the replay officials did that, but I will not agree with them. And neither does Dick McPherson. He's saying, hey, take a look. We were watching the replay. Come on.
He's talking to the back judge, Bob Moore. So the Oilers get the ball back.
And Dick better get back off the field.
It'll be 4th down now, and so Ian Howfield is in to try a field goal. This will be about a 41-yard attempt.
McPherson's not satisfied here. He wants a timeout. He wants further review.
To attempt the field goal.
But Dick, I think their decision's been made. You're out of luck. Oh, yeah.
Away on feet.
Now, don't add a flag on top of it, Dick. Yeah, sure, he says.
Now, the fiery first-year head coach of the Patriots, very upset about this reversal. By the way, Dick missed yesterday's practice. One of his brothers, Norman, who is a priest, is ill. He's up in Old Town, Maine, and we send our best to him. But Dick has 2 brothers who are priests, his brother Norman and Father Walter. One of them attended the final exhibition game against the Giants, which the Patriots won. The other attended the opening week victory against the Colts. So maybe he's called upon a higher power today with the Patriots ahead 10-3.
Yeah.
Entries must be in by November 27th.
Instant replay reviewed the play as to whether it was a pass or a fumble. Ruled an incomplete pass. Also, the ball was thrown from behind the line of scrimmage. 4th down.
There you have it.
So Dick wanted a clarification on whether or not that pass was indeed then thrown behind the line of scrimmage. He got his answer, doesn't like it.
And a 38-yard attempt coming up from Ian Howfield. Howfield's kick is good. His second field goal of the game as he connects from 38 yards out to make it 10-6 New England.
As they come back up the field.
You started a story earlier about how Dick McPherson was responsible for Bobby Howfield, Ian's father, becoming a Bronco. Just to complete that thought, Bobby was in Kansas City. He wasn't with the Chiefs. He was just kind of hanging around their locker room after a game in which the Chiefs blew out the Denver Broncos. Dick McPherson was a coach, an assistant coach at the time with Denver, and as they were getting on the bus to go back to Denver, he put his arm around Bobby Howfield, pushed him onto the bus. They drove to Denver, and he became the Broncos kicker for many years.
And so Ian, following in the family, in the line of work, he's getting his kicks in the NFL too.
He's 2 for 2 today. Coming up at halftime, the Domino's Pizza NFL Live halftime report with Bob Costas, O.J. Simpson, Bill Parcells, and Will McDonough. We'll have all the headlines we talked about, as well as highlights from other games. So it's 10-6 New England with 2:17 remaining in the first half. Joel Collier's Patriot defense has pretty well neutralized the run and shoot so far. John Vaughn on the return for New England to the 24-yard line. And there's a flag on the play.
Unnecessary roughness, number 30 of the defense, 15 yards, 1st down.
Roughness against the Oilers' Victor Jones.
There's Victor right there trying to explain to his coach what happened, and here's Victor in action as he comes down and pounces on the ball carrier when he's clearly on, when Vaughn's clearly down. So his argument is he was pushed into him, but Victor, it's a flag.
Victor Jones, who once was a member of the Patriots. 2:09 remaining in the second quarter. Houston has been penalized 6 times. This is more like the Oilers of Jerry Glanville. They've cut down on their penalties since Jack Pardee took over.
This is a break. This is great field position.
Leonard Russell and Ivy Joe Hunter are the running backs. And they give to Russell, big hole across midfield. He's got a first down at the 47, a pickup of 14 yards. He may have fumbled the ball.
2-minute warning.
But it looks like the Patriots have maintained possession as we hit the 2-minute warning. Joe Collier's defense has pretty well shut down the run and shoot. New England leads 10-6.
Welcome back. Take a look at Russell as he goes down very hard, and when he hit the ground, the ball came out. He was shaken up on the play, and now he's on the sidelines.
Hugh Millen's pass deflected, but he gets it to Marv Cook, his most reliable receiver today.
Pass is complete to Mark
Dishman on the stop along with Lamar Latham, the Oilers' first-round pick a year ago.
Chris Dishman, along with
Gain of 4 on the play. They line up without a huddle.
43.
They're going to remark the ball. They might be getting a replay. Actually, they want to make sure everybody's set here, I think, and get the clock set. I'm not sure the play clock had a chance to be put into operation. Here we go. Now we are officially underway again.
With 1:39 remaining in the half. Second down, 6. Millen looking. Forces a pass, and it's incomplete as he tried to hit Greg McMurtry. Wasn't much there for him. McMurtry getting up slowly.
Yeah, he might have the wind knocked out of him. Maybe came down hard on his shoulder. But that showed some maturity on Millen's part. He had nothing initially. He hung tough. He found McMurtry, who was covered, but he put it someplace where the defender couldn't get to it as McMurtry goes off the field here.
And now let's check the ITT 10-minute ticker. Giants have opened up a 13-0 lead over the Browns. Raiders and Falcons tied 7-all. Washington now leading by 14 over the Bengals. Millen going underneath to Marv Cook. And he wants a timeout. He wanted to go deep, but there was nothing open. Had to settle for the short completion to Cook. Cook, who leads AFC tight ends in receptions, had another big day today.
Let's take a look at Millen here. Again, he searched the field, as Mel said, looking for something deep. And when he couldn't find anything deep, again, a nice pass because there's a defender right there. And that's about the only place he could put it to ensure that the defender had no chance of picking it off. With plenty of time left here, with 1:17 left in the first half. And Millen, I think, has conducted himself quite nicely for his first start since, well, in a regular season game, since last season when he was with the Atlanta Falcons.
Millen has always been in the wrong place at the wrong time. He was drafted by the Rams, went to camp, broke his ankle, and then they acquired Jim Everett, who became one of the best quarterbacks in the league, then picked up on waivers by the Falcons. He thought he'd get a chance to play there, but Jerry Glanville took over and put in a run and shoot, and he's a drop-back passer, so he didn't fit in there, and then was picked up by New England on Plan B, and this may be a good spot for him.
He was rated the best Plan B quarterback available this year, and maybe of all time. If you see the measurement here, they might have to slip a credit card down there to see. Now, they've determined that it's short by about a ½ inch. I've seen them at times slip a card down there, but they're sure of that this time, that it's about a ½ inch short. But anyway, getting back, Millen was a Plan B because he put it in his contract. And when the Falcons re-signed him last year after cutting him, he said, I'll come back and play for you, but at the end of the season, I want to be a free agent. And had they had their druthers, they'd have rather held on to him.
So it'll be 4th and inches, and what will Dick McPherson do here?
I don't think there's any doubt you have to go for it.
Score update.
Less than a yard, you're in Oilers territory.
Russell, who was shaken up earlier, is back in the game, along with Ivy Joe Hunter, the lead back in the eye. Quarterback sneak by Millen, needing only inches.
I think he might have gotten 2 inches.
The Oilers run the run and shoot, the Patriots the run and sneak.
Which as they unpile here, the clock is stopped with 1:13 to go, so that play just taking a few seconds. Millen's wondering. He shouldn't be wondering. He should be back collecting himself to see if he, anticipating that he has the first down and getting ready to call that next play.
We may have to have a replay on the measurement. These two are so close.
But sometimes they do replay to check where the line of scrimmage should be, where the ball is actually down. Yes.
Way
real close.
If we can get Bo Orlando to move, we'll be able to see. The Oilers think the Pats are short, but it's a first down. Dick McPherson said, my priests, my brothers came through for me.
He needed about a ½ inch. I think he got 3/4 of an inch here. See the great surge. And, you know, Al Smith hit the lead back. Had Al Smith hit the quarterback instead, he might have stopped that from being a first down.
10-6 New England. 1:13 remaining in the first half. This is the Patriots' 10th first down in the first half, so they've been able to move the ball effectively. Millen with a screen to John Bond. Vaughn has a first down. Al Smith on the tackle for the Oilers.
Now only one timeout remaining for the Patriots. 1:01 to play. So Vaughn's had a big first half.
First down.
Delay of game penalty against the Oilers declined, and it's a first down. Big reception by rookie John Bond, a 5th-round pick out of Michigan. Dick Torrey said he's our best receiver out of the backfield.
Oh, big break. That stopped the clock. They can line up now, snap the ball.
It's Bond again. As we are under a minute now, he takes it to about the 20. Working without a huddle.
Great Childress defensively in the last play.
Second and 7. Millen with a quick count. And the ball slips out of his hand. He has to run it.
Yeah, he better
gets to the 22.
He better think about a timeout here, too. And you got some shoving and pushing. Millen, I think, getting a little bit excited in this 2-minute drill as the clock is now running with less than 30 seconds to go.
We're under 30 seconds. It looked like Sean Jones shot across too early, and a flag is down.
Maybe they should put a clause if Sean is offsides there, although I did see movement with the Patriots. Might have to put another clause, take money away when he's offsides.
Offside, number 96, 5 yards.
That's twice today that Jones has been offsides.
Sure, you give him $20,000 to get a sack, so he's fast on the trigger. Maybe take a few thousand away when he's offsides.
It's a good thing you're not his agent.
Well, I'm good at spending other people's money.
25 seconds left in the half. It's 3rd down and 5. Here comes the big rush on Millen. He gets it away. And there's a flag down in the end zone as he tried to hit Irving Fryer. Maybe pass interference against the Oilers.
Yep. And there's Millen. Fryer being hoisted aloft by some of his teammates. He was waving his hands a little bit earlier. He's pumped, so was the crowd. Dishman was down in the area there, the defensive back for the Oilers.
Pass interference, number 28 of the defense. First down, first and goal.
First and goal for the Patriots.
Take a look at Millen as he throws the ball. Great pressure on him as he hung in there. Sean Jones and others are back in there. Here's where the penalty occurred. Dishman on Fryer. Well, he's well downfield when he puts his hands on him. You can't have contact that far downfield. Fryer puts that kind of pressure on a defensive back, and I think Dishman peaked.
Patriots don't have much time to get it in. 20 seconds left. First and goal. Russell busts into the end zone. Touchdown. Leonard Russell scores from 3 yards out to make it 16-6 Patriots.
And there's an Oiler player down on the field.
That's the first rushing touchdown for New England this year, and only their 3rd touchdown of the season.
So the call with time running out in the first half, a running play. And Russell gets the good blocking up front, and no chance at the line of scrimmage to stop him right there. And watch the reaction. He can do this now. No penalty. Last week this would have been a penalty and a fine. Now you can take those high fives as the kindler and gentler rule has been put into place. Watch the blocking up front. This supposedly wasn't the strength of that Patriots team, the guys up front, but that's a huge hole. That's a huge hole for Russell, the rookie who is just fired up, and so is this crowd.
I mentioned the modification of the celebration rule. Commissioner Paul Tagliabue is in attendance at today's game as he sees Russell exchange high fives with a delirious New England fan.
Well, the people up here, got good news earlier in the week when the mayor came out and said he wants a dome stadium near downtown Boston. Now you look at the rookie there, he doesn't care about a dome stadium, man. He got his touchdown.
So it's 16-6 New England.
And the rookies are coming through. Look at the celebration again by Russell. I think this is a great part of the game. I mean, if Hal Irwin can do it in golf, slap high fives, you tell me football players can't? And the fans? I mean, you got to tell me football fans are tougher than golf fans, and that's one of the worries that, you know, the fans surging in order to touch the football player might hurt somebody in that surge up in the stands. They can take it. These guys are tough. They watch football in the cold and snow.
One of the Oilers injured on the play.
And we're having a hard time identifying that number.
These are the values that endure. The best things
It looks like
Yeah.
Doug Smith.
99, the big guy, Doug Smith. And good news, he is up, and he might have gotten a stinger because he's holding he's trying to shake off that left arm. And watch on the left-hand side of your screen here is he goes down there. I think what happened was with the arm tackle, in a desperate attempt to get at Russell, Smith, you know, often you get a stinger, or in that case, you might get a mild dislocation. And that has happened to me. One of my best tackles was the arm tackle.
more people end up at your
You know, as impressive as Russell was scoring the touchdown, Hugh Millen equally impressive on this drive. His composure, be able to hang in under the pressure he got from guys like Doug Smith and Ray Childress and Lee Williams.
And, you know, Smith, one of the emotional leaders, and so emphasis that they take a bigger lead, but also they knock out one of the big leaders.
And Jason Starofsky's conversion is perfect to make it 17-6 New England.
Seconds left to play in the first half of this football game. The score: New England Patriots 17, the Houston Oilers 6.
Well, the Patriots changing quarterbacks, and Hugh Millen leading the way, doing a good job executing these drives. The first touchdown coming on a halfback pass from John Vaughn to Marv Cook. The second on a 3-yard run by Leonard Russell. And Starofsky with a field goal, and it's 17-6 New England.
The Patriots have tried some tricky plays. And with Vaughn, the rookie from Michigan, imagine when they told him in practice, you're going to throw a pass. Guys from Michigan, they don't get that creative in Michigan's offensive scheme. He said, yeah, I'll throw a pass. That's great. You mean in a game? Yeah, in a game. And he threw it quite well. And I think plays like that have helped keep the Oilers' defensive unit off balance. And they were putting pressure on Millen, who's making his first start, putting pressure on him early. But he has responded.
The Monday night jinx striking again. The Oilers, who played Monday and beat Kansas City 1-7 on the road following a Monday night game. And they're behind 17-6. Pat Coleman on the run back. Stopped at the 20-yard line by David Howard.
And not surprisingly, there's a flag on the play again. Oilers have been nailed with a couple of penalties on return situations.
Holding number 51 during the run back, 10 yards, first down.
Holding against Eric Fairs of the Oilers.
Updates are up the NFL. New York Giants 13, Cleveland nothing. Green Bay 13, Miami 6. Pittsburgh 14, Philadelphia 13.
Houston will have the ball at the 11-yard line. Their 9th penalty of the first half.
You know, the crowd here has been noisy, the Patriot crowd, but I think the Oiler coaches at halftime are going to make just about as much noise in the locker room when they explain to these guys, these Oiler players, what's happening out there.
17-6 New England. Pinkett on the carry.
Handoff is to Alan Pinkett.
To the 21-yard line where he's brought down by Fred Marion.
That'll be the end of the first.
That will be the final play of the first half, and a surprising first half. The Houston Oilers, favored by 13 points, find themselves trailing by 11 at halftime. Hugh Millen in his first start, very impressive. The Oilers behind at 17-6 New England. And that's the end of the first half with the score 17-6 Patriots. It's now time for the Domino's Pizza NFL Live halftime report.
This is the Domino's Pizza NFL Live halftime report. Brought to you by Domino's Pizza. Nobody knows like Domino's how you like pizza at home.
Okay, Bob Costas back along with Will McDonough and O.J. Simpson. We'll hear from each of them in just a moment. First, right to the scoreboard. They've just started the third quarter at the Meadowlands in New Jersey. Giants led at halftime over the Browns, 13-0. Giants 1-2. The Browns 2-1. Look at this. Former Giant assistant, now Browns head coach Bill Belichick, flattened inadvertently by Mark Ingram as he runs out of bounds. Rodney Hampton trying to get in the first quarter, coughs the ball up as he's hit near the goal line, and the Browns recover the fumble and snuff out the Giant rally. Now watch the Giants go to work defensively. Lawrence Taylor will come up with a sack with an assist from Leonard Marshall. The Giants had a 6-0 lead on field goals of 44 and 48 yards by Matt Barr. When they put Rodney Hampton back to work, a play designed to go inside, he cuts it outside, down the sideline, evades one tackler, drags another into the end zone. 28-yard TD, part of a 90-yard performance on the ground in the first half alone for Rodney Hampton, and the Giants trying to square their record at 2-2, leading at home 13-0. Juice?
Well, you always expect great defense when you see the Giants play. The difference is offensively, they're trying to be the same team they were last year, ball control, but I don't think they're a ball control team with Rodney Hampton on the field. I think that makes them a wide open offense because he's able to improvise like you just saw, make guys miss, okey-doke into the end zone. Now, he has a chance, he has a penchant of fumbling the football. He's fumbled twice today. They got one back. He'll grow out of that as they play him, and with him on the field, they got a chance of going back to Super Bowl.
Is that what you used to call it technically in all those meetings? Just okey-doke into the end zone?
That's not bad.
It's very nice. I love it when you talk inside football that way. Green Bay leads Miami. This one goes early third quarter at Joe Robbie Stadium. Dolphins had the 6-0 lead on a 43-yarder and a 52-yarder by Pete Stoyanovich. Then a pair by Chris Jackie tied it, and Don Majkowski threw 14 yards to Ed West before halftime. Gave the Packers the 13-6 lead. That's where it stands early in the third quarter. Don Shula still looking for career win number 300. Pittsburgh at Philadelphia with a 14-13 lead. Also early in the third, Bubby Brister, a pair of first-half touchdown passes, 11 yards to Merrill Hodge and 8 yards to Eric Green. Eagles trailing at home by a point early in the third. Houston and New England, the game you're watching. How about this? Patriots 17, Oilers 6 at the half with Hugh Millen in at starting quarterback for Tommy Hodson. Will? Explain this to me.
Well, I'll explain it to you. I was talking to Dick McPherson on the phone Friday. He said, Will, I think we get a good shot at these guys because we have a very good defensive game plan against Warren Moon. I think the game shows two things. New England can play defense. They're not very good on offense, but they can play defense. And you have to look and now question, are the Oilers that good? They seem to be a team that still can't win on the road.
Of course, it's a Monday night road game, or a road game after a Monday night game. And historically, teams have a little trouble with that.
But, Bob, it's still the New England Patriots.
You know, that is sort of an overriding factor. I have to hand it to you. That cuts right through it and in simple fashion explains what the Oilers are up against. They're down by 11 and they have a half to do something about it. Moving along with the rest of the scores, Washington comes into Riverfront Stadium with a record of 3-0 while the Bengals are 0-3. This one was tied at 10-10 until Gerald Riggs scored his second touchdown of the first half, a 1-yard plunge capping a long Redskin drive. Then a short time after that, Brian Mitchell brought back a Bengal punt 66 yards for a TD, and at the half, the Redskins trying to become 4-0 lead 24-10. The Raiders and the Falcons are tied up at 7 apiece. They've just kicked off to start the second half at Fulton County Stadium in Atlanta. New Orleans has had a lot of trouble with the Vikings lately, but at the Superdome, the Saints, trying to take their record to 4-0, have a 13-0 halftime lead over Minnesota. And Detroit at 2-1 is playing at Indianapolis. The Colts are winless at 0-3 in the Hoosier Dome. They have the lead early in the third quarter, 10-7. Eric Dickerson had the Colt touchdown on a 2-yard run early in the first quarter. When we come back, O.J. and Will take a look at the comparative strengths of the AFC and the NFC. That's after these messages and a word from your local station.
This is the Domino's Pizza NFL Live Halftime Report. Brought to you by Domino's Pizza. Nobody knows like Domino's how you like pizza at home.
Okay, welcome back. Today is an interesting day in the NFL for those who chart the relative strengths of the two conferences. That's because there are 8 interconference games this week. A quick look at recent history shows that the NFC has jumped out to an early 6-2 lead over the AFC after the two split the series last year. More importantly, the NFC has won the last 7 Super Bowls. We asked some of our NBC analysts for their opinions on the interconference rivalry.
When I came into the league in 1978, I recall a Sports Illustrated cover in which the title was "The Rivalry Has Become a Rout." During the 70s, the AFC dominated the NFC in Super Bowls 8-2. During the 80s, that trend was reversed, with the NFC dominating the AFC by a like score. What is going to happen in the 90s, I really don't know, because as far as I can see in football, when you go from running quarterbacks to quarterbacks in the pocket, from big backs to small backs, from tall receivers to short receivers, things are cyclical. And what is going to happen in the 90s, only Kreskin or Gene Dixon knows for sure.
At this point in the season, apparently the NFC has a slight edge. My estimate is, by the time it's over, both conferences will have comparable victories. It also could be that at the lower end of the conferences, the NFC may have an edge. But my feeling is the two best teams in the NFL today are Buffalo and Houston. They can take on anybody, and I think one of the two, could very well be the Super Bowl champions.
Well, a lot of fans think that whoever wins the Super Bowl or the Pro Bowl, well, that is a dominant conference. But as a player, it doesn't go like that. I think what we judge the dominance of either conference on is the fact and the record that they have when they play each other during the regular season. So even though all games count as a win, if you can beat the other conference, I think it's just a little extra incentive to go out and do it.
Quite naturally, I've been impressed with the start of the Houston Oilers, and I also know the Buffalo Bills are going to be there throughout the year. But I think the cast of characters in the NFC goes a little deeper this year. The good start by New Orleans, Minnesota playing well. I think Atlanta will be improved, Detroit 2-1. I think the NFC is still a little stronger.
All right, agree or disagree with Parcells?
Well, I think the NFC's had the better teams. That's why they've dominated in the Super Bowls. But I disagree with Bill. I think over the decade of the 80s, or since the merger, overall, the AFC has had the better teams. Why? You look at it in the standings, and AFC, even in the 80s, while they were losing Super Bowls, were dominating each year, year to year.
Yeah, I think where it throws you off is at the top, because the NFC has won so many Super Bowls. You look back in the 70s, it was the Dolphins, the Steelers, they won most of the games. And then in the 80s, we came up with the Redskins, the Giants, the 49ers. I think that's about to turn. It's a cyclical thing, and I think, like Bill Walsh pointed out, I think the Bills and the Houston Oilers are the best teams, and I think they may turn it around, and it may be an AFC conference, or the AFC conference, that dominates the Super Bowl in the 90s.
You both agree that the Bills are the best team right now in the entire league?
No, I don't. I still think the NFC is the better teams. Washington and San Francisco, I think, are the two best teams.
No, I think it's the Bills and Houston. Only time will tell when my undefeated Bills.
All right, speaking of time, we're out of it for this segment, and NFL Live halftime activities will continue in just a moment.
Surprise, surprise, New England leading Houston 17-6 at halftime in Foxborough. Hello again, Mel Proctor along with Jim Laslavic, and I thought certainly a key was the fact that the Oilers were unable to convert third down situations, Jim. They're tied for the league lead in that category, and yet they were 0 for 5 in the first half.
That's right, and the other key stat was the penalties. Houston, 9 penalties for 91 yards. Shades of the Jerry Glanville-led Houston Oilers. And you said surprise, surprise with the score. I think surprise, surprise, too, with some of the plays that were successful for the Patriots.
All right, let's take a look. One of the trick plays used by Pat's offensive coordinator Dick Corey on a halfback pass by John Vaughn to Marv Cook in the end zone.
Yeah, the rookie. He's a lefty. And they told us about this play yesterday and said it might surprise people because he is left-handed. And Marv Cook with the nice catch, the dependable tight end. And he gets the touchdown there. And this was just brute force. This is Russell for the second touchdown for the Patriots. He runs over people, runs by others, and gets in there and does his high-five celebration. Let's take a look at some of the halftime stats. Here's the Keystone halftime stat board, and you see the turnovers there for the Oilers. That's a big factor. And again, I mentioned the penalties, which you don't see up there. And the time of possession, who would have thought the Patriots would have the ball 3.5 minutes more than the Oilers in the first half?
And so we are ready to go with the second half. New England will be kicking off, the Patriots leading 17-6 as Jason Starofsky gets the second half underway. Pat Coleman near the goal line. He stopped short of the 20. Patriots coverage and kicking situations has been excellent today. Richard Tarditz, the former French rugby player, down there to make the tackle.
Toys R Us, T-Boy, T-Girl contest.
Warren Moon struggling throughout the first half, and I tell you got to give a lot of credit to Joe Collier's defense for confusing him, giving him different looks, taking away the deep pass.
Here. Guys have respected, players have respected Joe Collier and the work he did with the Denver Broncos for years and years. And it's a wily, crafty defensive coordinator that has forced Warren Moon into those kinds of stats. 9 for 21, only 87 yards, and the 1 interception.
Alan Pinkett, the sole setback to the 4 wide receivers, and the run and shoot for the Oilers. Moon for Duncan. Looked like he trapped it.
Yeah, it looks like a trap. We couldn't really tell. His back was to us there. But the officials, now they're waving it off. Watch again. It's very difficult to tell from this angle right here. But it looks like that ball did a little short hop.
They hit the ground. Second down.
You betcha.
Incomplete pass. It'll be 2nd and 10.
On the 17.
We said earlier, Moon said, I'm the key to the run and shoot. I can't afford to have a bad day. And he was 9 for 21 passing in the first half. And this is a guy who's completed almost 64% of his passes this year.
And I think he was forced into that, some of those bad throws by the great swarming coverage of the Patriots, who've gone at times to just 2 down linemen. Here they are again.
4-man front for the Pats. Incomplete, intended for Drew Hill on a slant. Jerome Henderson in coverage for the Patriots.
And that's the key. Henderson was trailing him right there. And the Patriots have gone to 2 linemen and 2 linebackers in a 3-point stance. And those are the 4 guys up front who are given the pressure and causing so much trouble. You can see the coverage was there, a step behind, but close enough to cause the bad pass.
It'll be 3rd down and 10 for Warren Moon, who had a great career in Canada playing for the Edmonton Eskimos. He led them to 5 Grey Cup championships before joining the Oilers. Dropped by Curtis Duncan. A punting situation for the Oilers. The run and shoot sputters to open the 3rd quarter.
So they're now 0 for 6 so far this game in 3rd down conversions.
They had converted 57% of 3rd down situations coming into the game.
Great opportunity for the Patriots to get some terrific field position.
Jerome Henderson awaiting the kick by Greg Montgomery. Gets off a good kick. Henderson at the 34. To the 36-yard line. Tackle made by Victor Jones of the Oilers. A 50-yard kick by Montgomery. And now let's check the Hertz 10-minute ticker. The Giants leading Cleveland 13-0. Green Bay ahead of Miami now. Philadelphia up by 6 over the Steelers. Redskins leading the Bengals by 14. The Raiders and Falcons tied in the 3rd quarter. First down for the Patriots at the 36. Hugh Millen in his first start with New England, taking over for Tommy Hudson, and he gives to Leonard Russell, busting up the middle. What a day this big rookie has had. First down at the 48. A 16-yard gain for Russell.
First down.
As the announcer says here, Leonard Russell. As the big rookie indeed goes up the middle here. Look at the hole. He's getting great blocking. And you know, it's the tackles of the Patriots that everybody talks about. You got one guy, a first-round draft pick, another guy's been to the Pro Bowl. The weakness is supposedly the guys right there in the middle, but they're getting the job done for Russell.
Michael Timpson is in at wide receiver along with Irving Fryer. Ivy Joe Hunter and Russell are the running backs in the eye. Millen's pass is complete for a first down at the 33 to Irving Fryer. A gain of 14.
This is a great pass by Millen. Also a good route by Fryer. Again, they respect his speed. So Dishman's there, and this isn't bad coverage, folks. He makes the break with the receiver, and Millen puts it the only place he can. That's a good throw by the quarterback, and a great job by Fryer.
Patriots came into this game dead last in passing offense, and in scoring, averaging only 7 points a game, but they've been able to move the ball effectively today. Leonard Russell picks his way forward. Russell and his teammate, linebacker David Howard, are both from the same high school, Long Beach Poly High in Long Beach, California, a school that's become a football factory.
Al Smith.
That high school has produced 36 players who've gone on to play professionally, including 31 who've played in the NFL.
Second down at 8. Ball at the 32.
Second down and 8. 12:31 remaining third quarter. The Patriots lead 17-6. Millen's pass for Marv Cook. May have been intercepted. It was. Bubba McDowell reaching in.
Now they're waving it off.
The official saying it's incomplete.
Yeah, Bubba doesn't like the call, but watch again. Millen forces his pass. This is a play that worked in the first half. Al Smith with great coverage underneath. The middle linebacker doing a good job. And boy, it's hard to tell from that replay whether or not it was caught.
Patriots tight end Marv Cook shaken up on the play.
Clear down to 8.
So it'll be 3rd and 8. We mentioned
Take a look again, and again, McDowell has his back to us because it's really difficult to tell whether or not he caught the ball or trapped it, but they're going to review it. Now, there's Al Smith, 54, the middle linebacker on coverage, doing a good job. Ball goes off the tight end's hands.
And they are reviewing this play. McDowell thought he had an interception.
Yeah, there's a couple of us up here who think the same thing.
Of course, there was that crucial reversal in the first half.
Yeah, on the what was first called a fumble by Warren Moon was then called an incomplete pass, and the Oilers were able to pick up a field goal. Now, will this be reversed or not? What makes it so difficult to tell is right when the ball is being controlled by McDowell. Watch here. He turns his back. He goes down. Now, where's the ball? See the ball, the tip of it right there? Does he have control, or does it touch the ground before he has control of it? And then watch how he scoops it back up, which would seem to indicate he didn't have total control of it when it first hit the ground. No.
After review of instant replay, as called on the field, incomplete pass, 3rd down.
Incomplete pass is referee Jerry Austin. Oilers defensive coordinator Jim Eddy, very animated.
And very good at what he does. And very unhappy with that call.
3rd down 8. Hugh Millen is 12 for 20 for 138 yards so far. Matt Millen is the linebacker in the Redskins. Flag down on the play. But Hugh Millen making a name for himself today against the Oilers.
Before the snap, number 78. Ball start, 5 yards, still 3rd down.
Left tackle Bruce Armstrong, the Pro Bowler.
They're down to 13.
You can see Bruce here at the bottom of the screen, the offensive tackle. And I'm sure the pressure that the Oilers put on you with how quick they are in that defensive line has him a little bit jumpy.
Bruce says he's never played on a winning program. In high school on a losing team at Louisville when Howard Schnellenberger took over, they were losers, and they've had a losing program so here in New England. He said he is sick and tired of losing and hopes they can get it turned around under Dick McPherson. 3rd and 13 for Millen. In trouble. But gets it away to Marv Cook. But they needed 13 yards for a first down.
Yeah, great job of improv as Ray Childress applying the pressure. Chris Dishman was in on the tackle. Watch again as Millen, he's not a real quick guy. He's quick enough to get out of trouble when he has to, but I don't think he's quick enough to take off running downfield. And there, in the grass last year, that might have been called. This year, of course, with the rule change, a second player would have had to have been in his face and threatening him before in the grass would be called. So good job, and I like that rule, by the way. Good change.
Sean McCarthy into punt, looking for placement. This punt. Bounce and is down at about the 11-yard line. So with 11:26 remaining in the third quarter from Foxborough, it's 17-6 Patriots. Houston will begin this drive at the 11-yard line. Warren Moon is just 9 for 24 passing. He's missed his last 6 pass attempts. Going deep for Jeffries, and he's got it at the Patriot 49. Maurice Hurst making the tackle on Jeffries.
Jeffries had the 9 catches on Monday night. He gets a 41-yarder with this catch right here. Freakwood doing the job today. He told us his nickname was, in case you missed that earlier. He makes a great job of hauling it in.
Certainly worth mentioning again. Freakwood. What's your nickname?
It's nowhere near as exciting as a nickname as that.
First down at the 49 of the Patriots. Moon's pass incomplete. Looked like Jeffries might have been held up by Hurst, but no penalty on the play. And now let's check the Hurst 10-minute ticker.
Defensive coverage.
No change in any of these games.
Second down and 10.
And elsewhere, the Redskins adding 3 points on a Low Miller field goal. They lead 27-10. The Raiders and Falcons tied 14-all in the third quarter. The Lions leading the Colts 16-10, and New Orleans ahead of Minnesota. Here at Foxborough, it's 17-6 New England. Alan Pinkett dragged down from behind by Brent Williams. Pinkett, who's had 2 100-yard games this year. He went for 144 against the Raiders and 101 against the Bengals. And whenever he has a 100-yard game, he takes his offensive line to dinner. What might that cost, you ask? Oh, the tab usually about $850 to $900. And they've gone to Ruth Chris Steakhouse in Houston for those 2 dinners.
And they're good guys, too, those offensive linemen. After the first week, they started paying the tip.
But they are not cheap dates.
They are not cheap dates. Can you imagine the delight in the restaurant's eyes and the workers there when these guys all lumber in?
Third down 9 for the Oilers. Drew Hill in motion. Moon's pass batted down by Jerome Henderson, who's played a terrific game. He tried to hit Tony Jones, but Henderson got a hand on it.
Again, those guys underneath are getting such great depth. There's Henderson. You saw him at the bottom of the screen. He let a receiver pass through his zone and then work back looking for somebody else. I'll tell you, for a young guy, that's a great reaction. He's been schooled well as he goes to the sidelines now and accepts the congratulations of his teammates.
The Oilers fail again on third down. They're now 0 for 7, and that kick almost blocked. Irving Fryer with a fair catch at the 10-yard line. They put a lot of pressure on Greg Montgomery, and he was lucky to get that kick away, but we've got a flag down.
Tippett was almost in there in time to block it. Yeah, we're going to have a penalty against the Oilers. They may be forced to kick again, which would give the Patriots another chance to do this. They might decide to put the pressure on and go for it this time.
Tippett almost had it.
Tippett almost tipped it.
Illegal man downfield, number 30. Penalty is declined. First down. Timeout.
And we'll return to Foxborough, where the Patriots have an upset in the making. England leading Houston 17-6 with 9:39 remaining. Third quarter action from Foxborough. Hugh Millen to Leonard Russell as a touchdown to his credit today. At halftime, the Patriots honored their great guard, John Hanna, who was inducted into the Hall of Fame this year. In a ceremony, he received his Hall of Fame ring and thanked the Patriot fans for their support over the years.
Well, thank you. We want to thank this organization, Mr. Kayam, Mr. Tagliabue, the commissioner's office. He's here. It's great. And this reception is unbelievable. And I just want to thank you, the fans, for making a great career. Thank you.
John Hanna for 13 years. Rock here in New England. The Patriots at 91, the story today, with a young running back leading the way, Leonard Russell, with a sizable pickup brought down by Johnny Meads and Bubba McDowell. You played against John Hanna. What was he like?
He was a gentleman out on the field. You know, when you played against Hanna, he'd get the blocks on you, he'd do it cleanly, and if you weren't careful, he'd put you on your back. You always had to be very wary with Larry when he was out there blocking on you. But again, a clean player, a guy who fought through a lot of adversity because the Patriots were so bad for a while. He wanted to quit. He stuck with it. He got his Hall of Fame ring. He's in the Hall of Fame in Canton.
3rd and 1, double tight ends. They give to Russell. Second effort. And it's going to be close.
Very close.
Russell, prior to that carry, had carried the ball 12 times for 65 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, there was no doubt on the linesman's part there that he had the spot, that the ball, even though it was loose, came out after Russell was down. And here's the measurement.
The difference in the game has been the Patriots' ability to convert those 3rd down situations and the Oilers' inability to do so.
Now here's the replay, and again, a good job, a good surge by his offensive line. And if he would have just taken it straight ahead, he would have had it easily, but instead he decided to run into Al Smith, which is always a tough thing to do. And then Chris Dishman came up to finish him off.
First down for the Pats at the 21-yard line. Ivy Joe Hunter and Leonard Russell are in the backfield. Russell following Hunter. Al Smith with a big hit. He really stacked him up. And let's go back to New York. Bob Costas, NFL Live, for an update.
Mel, good one going in Atlanta. After Jay Schrader's second TD pass of the day gave the Raiders a brief 14-7 lead, it's Chris Miller off the play fake, lofting this 25-yarder to Steve Broussard. Ties it again at 14 late in the 3rd quarter at Fulton County Stadium. Mel?
All right, Bob, back here in Foxborough, the Patriots lead Houston 17-6. The Oilers have managed only a pair of Ian Howfield field goals today. 2nd down and 8 for New England. Hugh Millen, very impressive in his first start as a Pats quarterback. Ivy Joe Hunter fights for a couple of yards. Johnny Meads makes the tackle for the Oilers. They call him the Sandman because he puts quarterbacks to sleep.
In my case, they'd send a limo to the airport for me. Whereas the Sandman can pound him, and so can Smith. All those guys can pound him.
His middle name is actually Sand. His father admired former Major League pitcher Johnny Sane, and there was a mix-up in the spelling. They spelled his middle name Sand instead of Sane, and that's where the nickname came from.
Well, you baseball guys, you know it all.
Flag down.
Dropped at the 21.
The officials have been busy today.
Before the snap, false start, number 78, 5 yards, still 3rd down.
Twice for Bruce Armstrong today.
You know, John Hanna, this is him modeling his ring just after the halftime ceremonies when he thanked the crowd. And really that crowd was excited and thanking him. A loud, long, standing ovation for the first Hall of Fame member from the New England Patriots. 9-time Pro Bowl, played 13 years, and a great gentleman and a great, diplomat now, I guess, for the sport. He's taking up golf. I think he'll take that ring off when he plays golf. I guess he sprays it around the golf course pretty good right now, like a lot of big guys do when they first get out there.
The Patriots are 3 for 10 in 3rd down situations, trying to convert here. The give to Russell. Not this time. And they bring up a punting situation.
Very safe call with the handoff, not wanting to take any chances of a turnover.
Not a popular call, but listen to the crowd.
That's right. The offensive coordinators in the crowd are saying, what gives? Put the ball up. Let's get the first down.
So Sean McCarthy signed this week to replace Brian Wagner. Wagner was caught last week in punting from his own end zone. His punt hit Eugene Lockhart in the backside and was recovered for a touchdown. The Pats said that wasn't the reason he was cut, but it certainly didn't help. They said it was really Lockhart's fault for stepping backward. Good kick by McCarthy. Pat Coleman at the 26. Big-time hit by Harry Coleman, a rookie defensive back. And with 5:18 remaining 3rd quarter, the Patriots lead 17-6.
Class is in session on the sidelines. Defensive coordinator Jim Eddy telling the Oiler defenders exactly what plays, what formation, what down and distance. The Patriots were running those plays.
First down 10 for Houston at the 30. The Oilers trailing 17-6. Lorenzo White is in for the first time, and he gets the call. And a flag down. White was a leading rusher last year with 702 yards, but he held out, reported late. Was in uniform last week but didn't play, and Jack Pardee said we need to get him in there. He's a little bigger back, perhaps a little better blocker than Alan Pickett.
Number 78 of the offense, 10 yards, still first down.
I thought that's a call on Don Maggs there. Boy, that's going to set them back some more. Look at the replay here as White gets his hands on the ball. They're looking for a spark. They go to somebody else on the bench, somebody with fresh legs. Real close to being a face mask penalty, but it isn't. And the penalty against the Oilers for holding on Maggs.
10 penalties against the Oilers for 101 yards.
You can't make those kinds of mistakes and expect to do well. We need to overcome that at this point.
First and 17. The Patriots go with 6 defensive backs. Warren Moon has missed 8 of his last 9 passing attempts. Incomplete again. He's had a terrible day. He's now 10 for 28 as he tried to hit Ernest Gibbons that time.
And conversely, the secondary for the Patriots has had a wonderful day. They're communicating so well back there, and what they're doing is they're passing off receivers, and Warren, obviously 10 of 28 passing. You don't expect those kinds of numbers against the Patriots defensive backfield that is, statistically coming into this game, one of the worst in the NFL.
4:48 left third quarter. The Oilers are still without a touchdown. They're having difficulty moving the football. Moon misfires again, throwing a pass behind Drew Hill, but look like there are about 4 defenders around it.
This is the point where, the quarterback has to wonder what's going on. When is it going to start to click? The crowd has gotten into it as Moon goes back to pass here in the replay. They've started chanting, Warren, Warren, like a lot of baseball fans will chant, Darryl, Darryl. And here's his reaction. Again, just missing with the ball thrown a little bit too high. And he told us that noise is one thing that affects the run and shoot because he has to call so many audibles that if the crowd is noisy, and here he's calling, it appears he might be calling a timeout. He wants some kind of ruling here from the official. There's the crowd.
Less than capacity crowd, around 36,000 expected for today's game, but they've made a lot of noise.
Yeah, I think the play clock is out on one end of the field where Warren is looking, and he's just telling the official.
The official attendance today, paid attendance 37,702.
And when your team is winning and you're 37,000 strong,
the clock at 25 seconds.
You sound a lot louder when your team is winning, and the explanation there that it was the 25-second play clock that is not operating. Maybe this is the kind of break that Warren Moon needs to settle down.
The 25-second clock will be kept on the field by the field judge.
Jim, with the run and shoot that he relies so heavily on your quarterback, and if he is having a bad day, as Moon obviously is today, that you're virtually helpless. You have no other weapons to turn to.
Yeah, he admitted that to us. And he's been forced into this bad passing day because of the great coverage. He's just... You can see the play clock down on the bottom left of your screen. It will be kept now on the field, which will add to the confusion of Warren Moon and Hugh Millen.
Another third down situation for the Oilers, who are 0 for 7 in third down conversions. Complete to Lorenzo White. He is short of a first down, brought down to 36 by Darryl Fullington and Jerome Henderson.
And did you see the way the Patriots were swarming? They were dropping deep again to take away anything deep on that third and extra long situation. And so when the screen happened, well, that's fine. You just get up there. And the thing for the linebackers is to stay on your feet. Great job there by both of those guys, just avoiding the blockers and staying on your feet.
Greg Montgomery is in to punt. He has been busier today than ever before this season. This will be his 4th punt. Jerome Henderson at the 20. Brought down at the 24-yard line. So with 3:52 remaining in the third quarter, it's the Patriots 17, the Oilers 6.
Chevrolet in Milford, Massachusetts.
Warren Moon was telling us last night about the difference in the Canadian Football League and here in the NFL. One big difference, the field is much wider up there, and he said, you know, quite often I feel like I wish I had a wider field here, and I'm sure that's what he's thinking today. He's had a tough afternoon. Hugh Millen over the middle, intercepted by Bubba McDowell. Oh, a costly turnover there. Flag down on the play.
And this is the kind of break that good teams make for themselves. Guy goes out and gets an interception, gets in terrific field position.
Apparently there is no penalty, so the Oilers will take over on McDowell's second interception of the year.
Here's Millen back to pass, and you know, you can play it conservative at this point. You can see he gets banged around a little bit, or you can go for it here in a first down situation and risk something like that. So, you know, all these people in the stands who are cheering and wanting more passing, they got it, and that was the result. Bubba picks up the interception.
His interception gives the Oilers a first down at the 38. The Patriots go with 6 defensive backs. Moon to Drew Hill. Knocked out of bounds after a short gain by Mickey Washington.
And they were so patient on Monday night, taking that short stuff that the Chiefs were giving them. Remember in that second half on Monday night, they had 2 9-minute-plus drives. And this is the kind of stuff they were hitting on. You know, just take your 3 or 4 yard pass and let the receiver pick up 3 or 4 more and chip away. And maybe that'll restore Warren Moon's confidence.
Gain of 7 on first down and second down and 3. Right there.
And again, much similar pattern underneath. Warren first looked for the underneath guy and then glanced downfield, and Hill was running wide open. Now watch Warren. He's looking out in the flat here. Well, that's taken away this time. So, hey, what's open? The deep pass. And he gets it there right where he has to, and the ball is just dropped.
Couldn't have been thrown any better.
Oh, watch Warren here. Warren goes, I've thrown a good pass. That's one of my most dependable receivers. Oh.
And another third down situation staring the Oilers in the face. They're 0 for 8 today. They need this one. Lorenzo White. He's to the 20. He's got the first down. Now we'll check the Hertz 10-minute ticker.
First down.
13-10, the Giants over the Browns. The Packers, Miami still tied. Eagles lead the Steelers 23-14 in the fourth quarter.
Houston and the Patriots 20.
Redskins leading by 3 over the Bengals. And the fourth quarter, the Raiders and Falcons are tied.
You expect that game down in Atlanta to go about that way. Just two teams in black, just pounding away at each other.
First down for the Oilers at the 20 of New England with 2:31 remaining. Third quarter, the Patriots lead 17-6. Moon to White. And he's inside the 10, and the Oiler offense has perked up since Lorenzo White checked in. He gains 12 yards.
But again, they've gone to the short stuff. That time a screen to Lorenzo White, and it formed really well. In that case, you know, with only 3 guys rushing, you can see it right here. Here's the alignment defensively for the Patriots. They had 4 guys rushing, had 1 guy coming from the outside. They do the quick screen and get the big lineman out front. Pick up the yardage.
First and goal to go at the 8-yard line. The Patriots leading 17-6. Less than 2 minutes remaining in the quarter. Ernest Gibbons in motion. And Moon trying to call a timeout before the play clock expired, and he did so.
You know, a surprising development for this Oilers squad. You know, they sounded like a winning team yesterday in warm-ups. Very chipper, very happy. They seem to be enjoying themselves out there.
And tonight it's the real-life deep-sea adventures of Mark and Brian when they come face-to-face with the jaws of death and a death-defying dive into a shark tank. And here's an eerie update. Kids who can hear the thoughts of dogs. Is that you barking, Jim? on one of the weirdest new shows of the season, Erie, Indiana, followed by two great stars and two great new shows. James Garner is a man of the people, and Robert Guillaume stars in Pacific Station, and Martin Sheen is a man fighting for his son's life in the NBC world premiere movie, Guilty Until Proven Innocent. That's all tonight on NBC.
So they have talked it over with the Oilers, and they're going to have at it here. Still plenty of time. A minute 35 in the third quarter. They're down 17-6. There's no reason to panic. Just keep pounding it in there with the short passes, and they can accomplish what they want.
First and goal at the 8-yard line. Moon for Jeffries. Out of the end zone. Incomplete. Maurice Hurst back in coverage for the Patriots. Jeffries thought he was pushed.
Yeah, Jeffries says, I felt it. You mean you didn't see it? And here's the coverage. Maurice Hurst. And there's where the contact was. Not much at all. And so I think a good non-call by the officials there.
Warren Moon now 13 for 34, only 163 yards, and he's been intercepted once, by far his worst day of the season. Second and goal. Intercepted in the end zone by Jerome Henderson. Pass was intended for Drew Hill, but Henderson with the interception.
One of the guys they raved about, they said, we got a young guy in the secondary, Henderson, who can get the job done, and he makes the interception. Again, the Patriots, watch the pass rush. Who's rushing? They got three guys rushing. Everybody else is back in coverage. Not much room down there on the 10-yard line. And there goes the crowd chanting, Warren, Warren.
You do that pretty well, by the way.
Well, I'm a big baseball fan, and I always chant Darryl, Darryl every chance I get. There's Moon's reaction. Ah, what a day.
A nightmare in Foxborough so far for Warren Moon, his second interception. Minute 24 left, third quarter, 17-6 Patriots, and here comes John Stevens. He brings it out to the 29. Stevens, who played briefly in the first half, with a 10-yard pickup and a first down.
Hey, so give a great amount of credit so far this game to that offensive line of the Patriots. They've been pounding inside with the running game, and it's working so well. Here's Stevens, hold out for a long time. He's back, and he's pounding away, and I think that's going to be the theme over the next 15 minutes is a pound, pound, pound for the Patriots. There's Collier. There's a guy on the defensive coordinator you give a lot of credit to so far today.
They were a little short of the first down at second and one. Stevens picks it up. Joe Collier, for 20 years, the defensive coordinator of the Broncos. He was brought in here, and one of his defensive linemen, Brent Williams, was talking about how complicated his defense is. He said it requires twice as much study time as the other defense they used. He said there are 100 different fronts that they can show. Very complex defense, but quite effective. And the Oilers were concerned about this wily old fox to the point where they got out some 88 Bronco films to look at his defense.
Yeah, smart thing to do. Always had well-prepared defensive units. He hasn't been here long. He hasn't had a chance to put his system in. Listen to the crowd appreciating the effort to the first three quarters of their Patriots.
It's 17-6 New England, and we'll be right back after these messages from your local station. College spirit coming to Foxborough. These are buttons worn by the New England office workers this week. Drill the Oilers, beat Cleveland in a previous game, but with Sam Jankovic, the general manager, coming from Miami, and with Dick McPherson from Syracuse, we've got that rah-rah spirit here in New England, and I'll tell you, the crowd is fired up.
And why not? You want your front office to be behind you. You want everybody showing support. That's a good idea.
Hugh Millen's pass is complete to Irving Fryer.
And that's a good idea, too. Get the ball back in the hands of Irving Fryer. Again, the quick, short pattern, something that Millen can handle, something he's shown so well.
So we begin the fourth quarter with the Patriots leading 17-6. It'll be second down and 4. Stats through three quarters. Yards passing just about even. Amazing. John Stevens tripped up in the backfield. At the 38.
Tackle by Ray Childers.
Let's check the Fram 10-minute ticker.
Draw your attention to the Diamond Division scoreboard.
While we wait for the ticker, you know, they do some hugging up here when they win. There's going to be some heavy-duty hugging if they can win this one.
Well, don't hug me. Third down 3 for New England at the Patriot 39. Hugh Millen from the shotgun. Millen hitting his reliable target, Marv Cook, a first down and more at the 45-yard line. Cook has had a big day. Lamar Lathan made the tackle.
Reliable tight end, and also the big guy who's tough to bring down. You know, again, a short possession type pass, and watch how he breaks the tackle. That's Marcus Robertson, who tried to, he would have probably denied him the first down had he been able to wrap him up right there, but Cook gets away. Again, they helped Cook off the field earlier today. Tough guy.
7 catches today for Marv Cook, including a touchdown.
That's 20 now for the season. He's among the leaders in the NFL among tight ends.
Marvin Allen and John Stevens are the running backs. First down 10 for New England. And Hugh Millen calls a timeout. Millen taking over for Tom Hodson this week. Done a terrific job under a lot of pressure. He's completed some tough throws. The Patriots have the Oilers on the ropes. Mel Proctor with Jim Laslavic back in Foxborough with the Patriots leading the Oilers 17-6, 13-10 remaining. Fourth quarter, Hugh Millen making his first start. Has completed 15 of 24 passes for 151 yards. Good game plan by Dick Curry, having him throw their short, high percentage passes.
I agree with that.
Millen downfield for Pryor, and intercepted by the Oilers. Chris Dishman with the interception.
Okay, now Dishman has sparked the Oilers in the past couple of weeks. I mentioned earlier in the broadcast that he stripped the ball out 2 weeks ago and caused a fumble inside the 10-yard line against Cincinnati. Last week, an interception much like this one, only it was in the end zone against the Chiefs. That pretty much ended that ball game because the Oilers went on another long drive and iced it with a field goal. And Dishman there with the great coverage. Again, a pass that, you know, Millen shouldn't even be throwing. If you got coverage down there, you got good field position, you got plenty of downs to work with, throw the ball away.
The Oilers take over at the Houston 30, 13:01 remaining. Fourth quarter at 17-6 Patriots. And Warren Moon has got to get this run and shoot going. It's sputtered all afternoon. Lorenzo White. He has run well since coming into the game in the second half, and he picks up a first down at the 41. Chris Singleton makes the tackle for New England.
And right now, the Oilers need 2 touchdowns. They're down 17-16. So they need more than just a touchdown on a field goal. So they're fighting now the Patriots and the clock. And as you see, White's a tough guy. I think he's perfectly suited to play in that AFC Central Division.
Second effort gets him to midfield. Brent Williams on the stop for the Patriots.
Yeah, White out of Michigan State. I remember draft day a few years back when he was picked up by the Oilers. I thought it was an inspired selection. Coming from Michigan State in the Big Ten, where they pound it, they play big games against teams like Michigan and Ohio State. And here's a guy with that type of big game pounded experience, just what the Oilers needed at that time, I thought. And I still think that. Just let them pound away. Again, though, the clock and the Patriots are the opponent for the Oilers.
White has carried 4 times for 35 yards. They call Lorenzo's number again. He gets 2 yards to the 48. So the run and shoot has become the run.
Credit Garrett Garris.
Yeah, and the Patriots are saying, shoot, what's going on here? And look at the blocking, the surge up front. You see Matthews and others there leading the way. Dawson's quite a story, isn't he?
Sure is. Doug Dawson taking over at guard for Mike Munchak, who underwent arthroscopic knee surgery. Dawson had 2 Achilles tendon operations and was out 4 years and 2 days, and has come back to start for the Oilers at guard.
Never heard of that before. That's an amazing comeback.
Oh, complete to Ernest Gibbons. Tackled at the 30-yard line by Mickey Washington. First down, Oilers.
Plenty of room there. A 19-yard gain for Gibbons and Warren Moon. As, again, not much pressure. Number 55 there, Singleton, has to get back and has to start dropping into his zone, something they've been doing effectively today, and making Warren Moon put some more air under the football. That time, Singleton was caught napping, I think, out of position there, and really opened things up.
10:25 remaining, fourth quarter. The Patriots lead 17-6. First down at the 30-yard line. Moon beginning to move the offense more effectively. Complete to Duncan. At the 25, a pickup of 5 yards.
So they're chipping away here, taking those little ones, and the Patriots defensive unit has to start to feel the pressures. Guys like Duncan are going to get their catches. They're going to find their openings. This offensive unit has been successful against playoff teams from last year so far this season. It's not about the let up.
Not a typical Warren Moon day, though. Intercepted twice. Second down, 5. Moon hits Gibbons, and there's a flag down. They say Gibbons was out of bounds, but there is a penalty marker down.
Yeah, they might get a break here in this penalty flag because the receiver clearly out of bounds.
Gibbons was the intended receiver.
Offensive interference.
Amazing. Yeah, after the, well, here's the call.
Offensive pass interference, number 84, 10 yards, still second down.
Against Haywood Jeffries.
Yeah, you can't be pushing off like that. And take a look, you'll see clearly that he was not in bounds when he made the catch. That first foot down on the stripe, and he tries to drag that second one in.
Penalties have really hurt the Oilers today.
You know, after they won on Monday night, a lot of people were saying, the bye weekend coming up, you can't be looking ahead. There's Dick McPherson. He's not looking ahead. He's checking that clock. He knows this next 9.5 minutes is going to be tough.
Second down, 15. 17-6 Patriots. Gibbons is in motion. And Moon's pass incomplete, intended for Jeffries. He thought he got pushed by Fred Marion.
Well, it's almost an automatic reaction now for players to say that after they drop it. There's some shoving out there. Jeffries is down there pushing with the defender. As Moon did the roll to the right, nothing over there, comes back, sets up, and look at Jeffries down here. The ball deflected and falls harmlessly away. As Jeffries is a guy tries to pump up his team, and sometimes defensive players just want to grab and say, get back to the huddle. You're in my home field. This is my backyard, and some of that is going on now. And again, as players get tired, they have a little less patience with that kind of stuff.
The Oilers facing another third down situation. They're 2 for 10.
Wow.
They need this one to keep this drive going. Moon has Duncan for a touchdown. A 35-yard throw from Warren Moon to Curtis Duncan, his first touchdown reception of the year, to make it 17-12 Patriots.
Yeah, 35 yards for that touchdown. Warren Moon this time took advantage of that lack of pressure. He got the blocking up front, and you know he's reading it all, and he knows that the single coverage is over in that direction. The safety slow getting over. And here's a reaction where he can enjoy the play. And a couple of times he's thrown the ball into the end zone today. It's been dropped or it's been intercepted. This time finds its mark.
An important extra point by Ian Howfield, who has missed one this year. But he's got this one. And with 9:19 remaining in the fourth quarter, it's New England 17 and Houston 13.
Patriots 17. Outfield is kicking.
Bell Proctor with Jim Laslavic back in Foxborough with 9:19 remaining in the fourth quarter. New England leading 17-3 as Ian Howfield kicks off. Sammy Martin will not run it out.
In the end zone, and the touchback.
So the Patriots will begin this drive at the 20.
We'll have it first down and 10. Mr. Turkey is a sponsor of the New England Patriots and would like to welcome a friend.
Let's check the Fram 10-minute ticker.
Deli and the new Sara Deli Meat. Mr. Turkey products are up to 98% fat-free and 100% fillet.
It's a ball game,
the Browns by 3.
That's a ball game in the Meadowlands.
Atlanta's taken the lead 21-14 over the Raiders. And the Bengals have come back to tie the Redskins.
Whew.
First down for New England. Leonard Russell back in the game, and looks like Marv Cook recovered it following the Russell fumble.
Wow.
The omnipresent Marv Cook, who has 7 receptions today, a career high, and recovering a key fumble here.
Here they come right at you. And Russell has done so many wonderful things with that football today. This is less than wonderful, and here's the reason why. He takes the helmet, right? Well, he just drops it here when the shoulder of the tackler knocks it loose as Richard Johnson got in there, and Marv Cook heads up play. That's why you always hustle with the football. You get around it till the whistle blows. You make plays like that.
Second down and 2 for the Patriots. Russell stacked up. We mentioned earlier Russell and David Howard, a linebacker, both from Long Beach Poly High School in Long Beach, California, a school that has produced 36 professional football players, 31 who performed in the NFL, and what a list of alums it is, including Mark Carrier of the Bears, Stephon Page of Kansas City, Tony Hill, the great Cowboy receiver, Gene Washington of the 49ers, Earl McCullough, Apollo Creed, yes, Carl Weathers, who played for the Raiders, went on to film stardom as Apollo Creed and Action Jackson. He also went to Long Beach Poly.
That's an amazing collection of alums, isn't it?
Amazing.
Amazing.
Third down 1. Russell picks up the first down, an all-important first down as they maintain possession. Chris Dishman made the tackle for the Oilers. We have 7:36 left in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, Leonard Russell, you may be taking your linemen out to dinner this week. Albert Crawford, the left guard, Gene Chilton, the center, and Danny Villa, the right guard, are just getting that surge. And those are the guys that have the biggest question mark on them at the beginning of the season, at the beginning of this ball game. It's the tackles they felt were their strength, but it's the yardage up the middle they're pounding away and getting.
17-13 New England. Greg McMurtry in motion. It's Russell again. Nothing doing this time as Doug Smith wraps him up.
Big play by the leader of those guys up front. You know, Doug Smith has to break through at a point like this in a very important game. The Oilers have the bye next week. They want to go to the bye 4-0. As I said, they're looking ahead. As you see Doug just slicing through there. You can't let him go. Somebody has to get a shoulder on him and slow him down. As they were slanting in that direction, that's probably a read they picked up, and an automatic is to slant him in there against a formation like that.
Second down and 11 for Hugh Millen. Ivy Joe Hunter and Russell are the running backs. Millen to McMurtry, stopped at the 35, well short of a first down. This is going to bring up a critical third down situation. Richard Johnson made the tackle for the Oilers.
Another important situation. You know, there's Dick McPherson and Tommy Hudson.
I like that play. It's always been one of my favorites. New England 5 for 13 on third down conversions. I'm afraid to ask what that play might be. 3rd and 7 with the shotgun. It's a lovely play. Now they're going to have to kick the ball away.
And the Oilers defense comes up with the stand when they need it. They put the pressure on Millen. They're going to get the ball back. There's plenty of time. 5 minutes and 40 seconds to go. Look at these guys. Have they been working today?
Big stop by Ray Childress, the Pro Bowler.
They've been in a football game.
Is Lee Williams.
And here's the pressure as Millen looking downfield in the 3rd and 7 situation. And nowhere to go and gets pinched in by those guys just the way they draw it up.
Sean McCarthy kicking to Pat Coleman. Done a good job today. It's a short kick, though. Coleman will take it up to 31 and stopped in his tracks. Tackle made by Richard Tarditz. With 5:11 remaining, fourth quarter, the Patriots trying to hold off the Oilers.
Ever since Mitsubishi Motors began 75 years ago,
Mel Proctor with Jim Laslavic and Foxborough with 5:11 remaining in the fourth quarter. The New England Patriots primed for a big upset, but Houston with plenty of time left and 2 timeouts remaining as they begin this drive at the 31. Warren Moon has completed just 16 of 39 passes today. He's been intercepted twice. He goes to Lorenzo White at the 36.
What has been so effective for the Patriots defensively is they've been able to drop off deep and deep zone coverage and have the underneath people drop deeply. And so a pass like that to White is what you expect in a situation like that. Look at the underneath people. They're digging to get deep, and then they collapse. Well, since they have a 4-point lead, they can keep doing that because a field goal isn't going to hurt them right here. It's the touchdown they want to prevent. So they can keep on doing what's been effective for them all day long.
Second down and 5. For Ernest Gibbons.
And stride for stride, you had Mickey Washington, the cornerback, as again, the last thing the Patriots are going to do is let anybody get behind him here.
Moon now 18 for 41 passing, below 50%.
Oh, what a day. What a day.
4:24 remaining at 17-13 New England.
There's still plenty of time. This team can move the ball so well effectively with the underneath stuff. And you're kind of surprised to see Warren go for the home run there.
And a mix-up. Moon is upset.
Big timeout right there.
They have to use a timeout. They have 1 left.
It's a third down. He wants to make sure he gets the right play run. But that timeout will probably have to, come in handy. Why not? Close ball game.
This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League, and it is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the New England Patriots and the National Football League is prohibited. This game is the property of the National Football League, New England Patriots, and Houston Oilers. All rights reserved.
It's surprising that Moon would take the timeout, but faced with that third down situation, 3rd and 5, you don't want to take any chance that there was any kind of miscommunication, but it's a valuable timeout.
At milestone, little consolation to Warren Moon if the Oilers lose this football game.
Yeah, good point. There was talk this week about how this squad is Collier. This squad didn't know what to expect from Collier, and then Jack Pardee. Oh my, there's 2 veteran guys there. They've been around football most of their adult lives.
Third down 5. The Oilers have been ineffective in third down situations, needing this one. They're 3 for 11 on third down.
And the crowd's getting into it.
White. First down Oilers at the 48-yard line. Big run by Lorenzo White, brought down by Mickey Washington and Darrell Fullington after a 13-yard gain.
And no huddle. Moon's calling everybody up to the line of scrimmage. They want to keep going.
They have only 1 timeout left.
Again, they had a lot of guys up front there and then dropped them back off into pass coverage, and they took advantage of it with that run there by Lorenzo White.
3:54 remaining, fourth quarter. The Patriots lead 17-13. Moon to Drew Hill for a first down at the 17-yard line.
Maurice Hurst got there to put the big hit on Hill. He's still down.
Maurice Hurst. Darrell Fullington also defensively.
3:35 remaining, fourth quarter. New England leading 17-13. I'm Mel Proctor along with Jim Laslavic. The story today has been the New England defense for most of the game, shutting down the run and shoot of Houston. Warren Moon having one of his worst days ever, but he has just completed a 33-yard pass to Drew Hill to give the Oilers a first down at the 18-yard line.
And they've been so good, the Patriots, at taking away the seams today. And this time Hill gets in the seam, and watch the beating that he takes. Hurst hits him. Hurst's helmet comes off. Hill does a great job holding on to that football, but a big gain and something the Oilers haven't gotten much of today, a 33-yard gain, and now they've moved it down into position where they can take the shots into the end zone. 3:30 to go. They're down by 4. So at this point, they're thinking touchdown.
We'd like to welcome those of you who've been watching the Giants-Browns game and the Steelers-Eagles. We are here in Foxborough as Drew Hill has helped off the field. Warren Moon said last night, and I almost laughed when he said it, this is going to be one of our toughest games because we've beaten 3 teams who were in the playoffs last year. This is a team that's struggling. The Patriots have scored only 1 touchdown all year long, and he proved to be a prophet. They have really struggled today, and Moon has been intercepted twice.
And they want to go to the bye next week 4-0, but got to question that at this point.
Frank Majotki in the game for the first time, replacing the injured Drew Hill. First down at the 18-yard line. Lorenzo White running very effectively in the second half, and he takes it down to the 10-yard line. A gain of 8 for White.
Again, they're inviting them to do that at this point. They know that Warren Moon has to get the ball into the end zone for the Oilers to get the lead.
They spot the ball at the 10-yard line. It'll be second
So
down.
Joe Collier has another challenge here. Does he invite them to run again? Does he drop everybody into the end zone, prevent the touchdown? I think that's a sure bet.
No huddle for the Oilers, 2nd and 2 at the 10. Lorenzo White stopped cold. Garen Veras, the veteran defensive end, was the first man to hit him, number 90.
There comes some reinforcements on a 3rd and short situation as the Patriots make some defensive changes. Here's what was downfield. They elected to go to the running play as Warren Moon needing just a couple of yards for the first down to keep the drive alive. But look at the effort up front by the Patriots. They've been doing it all day long. That's a great effort by Garen Veras.
3rd down 2 for the Oilers. Moon's pass complete to Ernest Gibbons for a first down at the 5-yard line.
Ernest Gibbons.
And we hit the 2-minute warning with the Patriots holding on to a 17-13 lead over Houston. Mel Proctor with Jim Laslavic back in Foxborough. We welcome you to this exciting game between New England and Houston. The Patriots holding on, but Oiler touchdown here might decide the game in their favor. Long, frustrating day for Warren Moon, facing a 1st and goal situation at the 5-yard line. Into the end zone, Duncan. Touchdown, Oilers.
And David Poole had the coverage on Duncan, and he goes up and makes the great catch. And the Oilers finally have something to celebrate here. They've taken the lead as Warren Moon finds somebody finally in the end zone. So far today, look at the effort here. Great job by the receiver. Great job with Poole almost on his back. He makes the catch. So far today, he's thrown one to the red jersey. He's finally thrown one into the end zone that somebody has caught. And Warren, what a long afternoon, but fruitful at this point.
Ian Howfield in to try to make it 20-17. His kick is good. The Oilers have been in trouble most of the day, scoring on this long drive engineered by Warren Moon and the running of Lorenzo White, and they've taken the lead 20-17 with 1:52 left.
And I think they started to be successful when they started to show some patience. For a long time, Warren was trying to force it downfield, but again, the deep drops by the underneath guys in the zone coverage for the Patriots, I mean, that was really a big part of it. So you see the Oilers there congratulating each other. It was very important for them in their minds to go to the break, the bye they have next week, 4-0. And again, they're talking, when you talk to these guys, they're not talking just playoffs. They're talking home field advantage in the playoffs because they're looking down the road at Buffalo. And they don't want to go to Buffalo in the ice and cold of late December or early January. They want to have Buffalo come down to the Astrodome, and that's how much this team has changed under Jack Pardee. Very businesslike, and I think a reflection of its coach, and the same across the sidelines at the Patriots, who are getting some of that enthusiasm that Dick McPherson has brought to this unit.
We have a minute 52 remaining. It's 20-17 Houston. Warren Moon connecting twice with Duncan on touchdowns, and Ian Howfield kicking off to Sammy Martin and John Vaughn. Martin a yard deep. Good coverage by the Oilers as he's brought down the 16-yard line by Marcus Robertson.
Okay, Hugh, you're the starter. You've gone the whole way. You've played a solid ball game. You've made the mistakes with the interceptions. And now here's your chance to be the hero.
Patriots have 2 timeouts remaining. 1:48 left.
Again, in a situation like this, you know, they're going to try first off to get in the field goal range. Once they do that, they can try to get some shots into the end zone.
3 wide receivers and the shotgun. Millen to Cook.
Hello.
At the 21-yard line, he holds on despite a vicious hit by Lamar Lathan. No huddle offense. Millen completes his pass to Leonard Russell, who breaks the tackle and is knocked out of bounds, stopping the clock at the 26.
26, which will be short of the first down marker, as Russell has done so much today. And Millen showing some patience here, looking downfield, letting things set up here, and then just taking what they give him and leaving it up to Russell, who breaks the tackle there and gets OB.
It'll be 3rd and 1 for New England with a minute 25 remaining. The ball at the Patriot 26. 20-17 Houston. Complete to Cook, the tight end again. He's got a first down.
Yeah, Cook has come up with a lot of key catches and possession-type downs like that, and he does it again. No huddle. Patriots keep it going. The clock still running. You see it down there, minute 8.
Pryor, McMurtry, and Timpson are the wide receivers. Cook again! The Patriots are cooking behind Marv Cook, and they've got a first down at the Oiler 45, a gain of 24 yards. Less than a minute remaining.
And again, that's the classic pass that Patriot fans have grown so accustomed to seeing their tight end catch. Just the slant, the seam down the middle there, and Cook with the grab.
Flag down as they stop the play. I tell you, the offensive line has done a good job of giving Hugh Millen time to throw today, and this has been a much maligned offensive line for the Patriots.
Before the snap, number 80, simulated start of the play. That's a false start, 5 yards, first down.
It's against Irving Fryer.
Yeah, Millen does a terrific job of laying this football into his tight end right here. As you see, the coverage was underneath, and then the deep man was Dishman, and they all converged on him, but it's just a great effort by the tight end to hold on to that one. And Cook, 10 catches today. He came into the game with 12 catches, 10 catches for 101 yards.
First and 15 at midfield. Incomplete.
Dishman on the coverage. The crowd says he interfered. The officials, the ones who count, say no.
No flag. Dishman roughing up Irving Fryer.
Well, take a look at what they're yelling at right here. Here's Dishman in coverage. He's going for the interception the whole way. It's his ball too, he's saying.
In the past, Dishman has made mistakes, been penalized in crucial situations, but he's learned. He said, I can't afford to get penalties.
He had a big pickoff in this game a little bit earlier.
Second down and 15. Millen chased out of the pocket. Incomplete. Intended for Greg McMurtry.
That took a mix of imagination and courage on Millen's part to attempt that pass, because he did not have a very big opening to try to squeeze that into. Plus, he had to put some touch on it because he was running to his left, a right-handed quarterback. And you can see in the background there, McPherson, the head coach, was saying, okay, settle down, we got time. And what they want to do is move it and give their field goal kicker a chance to at least tie now with only 25 seconds to go. They still have the 2 timeouts.
Jason Starowski's longest field goal this year is 39 yards.
It'll be against the wind, too, here.
They're not even close yet.
No.
Complete for a first down at the 45.
And the clock's running.
Out of bounds, and they'll have to use a timeout. So Millen signals for a timeout. We'll be right back.
If your face were square...
A 16-yard pass from Hugh Millen to Michael Timpson has given New England a first down at the 34 of Houston with 16 seconds left. The Pats have one timeout left, and Jack Pardee is worried a field goal would tie it up.
Millen, the veteran quarterback, he has played in Los Angeles, he's played in Atlanta, and he has run many, many two-minute drills, and he's putting together a pretty decent one right here with all the pressure he's been getting from the Oilers. And again, the good coverage they've been providing.
They're looking at a 51-yard field goal attempt right now. They need to get closer for Starofsky.
He has moved the team 50 yards so far. You're right, they need to get closer.
20-17 Oilers. Millen complete to McMurtry. Inside the 10, 5, touchdown! McMurtry had caught only one pass coming into this game. Hugh Millen to McMurtry, touchdown. The Patriots have a 23-20 lead.
Yeah, and right there, he wasn't thinking about anything but getting into that end zone.
And the conversion by Jason Starofsky is good. It's 24-20, New England.
New England Patriots 24, the Houston Oilers.
Dick McPherson's looking for somebody to hug.
He'll find somebody. You know, he's a big bear of a guy, and he's been around the game his whole life, and he loves the game. He's been a pro coach in the past. Of course, his 10 successful years at Syracuse. Oh, my.
Now let's take a look at today's Canon camcorder replay of the game, a trick play.
How cool Millen is. Just so cool. The great protection and that great move by McMurtry to make a couple of guys miss, to keep his feet and sprint into the end zone.
McMurtry's first touchdown of the year. Former number one draft pick of the Boston Red Sox, who chose football over baseball, and he's the star right now.
You mentioned the Red Sox. I wouldn't quite call this the city of champions. You see the reaction right here. This city has a long way before they have the champions that they won in place this year, but it could be the city of comebacks. The Boston Red Sox are playing down at Fenway. They were ahead 5-4, the Yankees in the 8th inning, and then this club right here coming back from a 1-15 season, and they're 6 seconds away from getting off to a 2-2 start under their new head coach. The city of comebacks.
Hugh Millen and his first start with the Patriots, engineering what could be one of the biggest wins of the year and one of the biggest wins in Patriot history, certainly under Dick McPherson. Starofsky with a line drive kick. Taken by one of the up men. That's the ball game. Wow. Dick will be hugging everybody in sight now. Looking for Sam Jankovic, imagine.
He's looking for
tremendous win right for there. Dick McPherson. The Patriots over the Oilers, 24-20.
Season to date, even though they did it on their home field, they were about a 2-touchdown underdog, and they win it 24-20. All the scores and highlights from around the league, and Will McDonough's attempt to explain today's outcome in Foxborough when we come back after these messages and a word from your local station.
2 years ago, the Patriots stunned playoff-bound Houston. The Oilers returned to Foxborough Stadium today. Warren Moon looking to run and shoot it up on the Pats. He struggled throughout the day. Second quarter, he's pressured, throws short, and he gets laid out by the Pats D in the process. 2 plays later, 3rd and 12. Moon looking across the middle. Mickey Washington picks it off for the Pats. Coach McPherson would take advantage on the next possession. Second quarter, Hugh Millen in his first start flips it back to John Vaughn, who tosses it to Marv Cook, the old college play. goes for 13 yards, 10-3 Pats in the lead. Marv Cook, not a bad day at all. 10 receptions, 99 yards, and 1 touchdown. Jack Pardee concerned over his quarterback's performance. Oilers driving in the second quarter. Moon almost completes one in the end zone to the Patriots mascot. Then Warren Moon gets popped by Andre Tippett. Moon coughs it up. It's ruled an incompletion. Moon first half stats, lousy. Pat's defensive coordinator Joe Collier, happy man, TJ.
Yeah, but Moon was to bring the Oilers back. In the fourth quarter, he finds Drew Hill for a big gain to the Pats 17-yard line, and that set up the ball on the 5 as he found Curtis Duncan for the go-ahead TD, make it 2017 Oilers.
Yeah, Pats down by 3, under 2 minutes to go. The final drive, 1st and 10, Millen hits Cook. 2nd and 6, Millen to Russell, who scampers out of bounds. 3rd and 1 to Cook for the first down. To Cook again on 1st and 10, long gain. Hardy getting a little bit concerned. Then the false start pushes the Pats back 5 yards out of field goal range. McPherson, reason to be worried. 1st and 15, incomplete to Irving Fryer. 2nd and 15, another incomplete pass. Big 3rd and 15, Millen. Hits Michael Timpson, and he just gets the first down. 1st and 10 on the 34th, you see the time. Miller, poised, finds Greg McMurtry at the 22. Michael Timpson with a key block allows McMurtry to scamper in the end zone, and just like that, the Pats pull out the victory by a final of 24-20. They upset the previously undefeated Houston Oilers. Oilers now 1-8 on the road following Monday night games. New England has won 4 straight at home against the Oilers, and they've now won twice as many games as it did all of last year. And TJ, you know full well, if your offense is effective like Hugh Millen was today, sure makes it a lot easier on the defense, especially when you have to be concerned about Warren Moon and his run-and-shoot offense.
Yeah, I talked with the Pats defensive coordinator, Joe Collier, yesterday, and he said, you know, we've been playing pretty good defense. We need to get some points on the board. He thought that the change to Millen at the quarterback would make a difference for him. It did. He put up just enough points to get the win, but you have to be impressed with Joe Collier's defense, my old coordinator, and what he did to the run and shoot today.
You're not surprised with that he has some good players on defense and he's making them be very effective.